Hey, y'all. So sorry I'm late. This is a cluster over in this household, per usual. Um, I'll explain what's going on in a minute because if you hear crash, boom, bang, there's a reason for it. But let's get going. We are going to do another segment of the 9 hours and talk about it. And every time we do that, we end up with all these other rabbit holes and things that we lay into it. So we won't be super late tonight, but we're going to get in a little bit of this now. So let's go. I hope you guys are all having a great week so far. I saw you guys a little bit yesterday, some of you. Some of you I didn't catch during the live, but I was reading a lot. You guys left me a lot of comments on that video, and I agree with you guys. This is an evolving shit show, and I don't even know where it's going to go. So, little disclaimer in the beginning because there are a lot of new people around here. I am not a true crime channel, period, point blank, end of story. I do end up talking about some of these cases because of the true crime, aka true crime creators who cover and exploit these cases. I am an asshole with a YouTube channel, a lot of opinions, a big mouth, and a need to understand how this continues to be a growing trend, that it is so profitable for people like Lauren Matthias of Hidden True Crime and John to make a profit off of kicking families at their worst. Within this Hidden True Crime debacle, there comes families that she has used and exploited for many, many years and it's not just one. There are many families, many victims' stories that she has overstepped, in my opinion, on top of what she used her platform to do to an ex-colleague of her, people in the industry, in the true crime genre space. My main focus, outside of just detailing their own poor behavior, is to highlight that this is becoming a major issue. True crime creators like Lauren, Brittany J's, Bullhorn Betty's, Crime Time Buzz, insert name, Mob Crew, Lore Lodge, you go from top to bottom, exploit victims in their stories with misinformation, disinformation, and harm these cases. At some point in time, I think we're going to start seeing these people impact the actual justice for outcomes of trials. Unfortunately, it's a thing, and it's getting worse and worse. But don't set your expectations too high. I have a lot of quirks. I cuss a lot. I have a lot of religious trauma. It spews, especially when you have people that are attached and use religious trauma, emotional manipulation, things of that nature, religious manipulation, faith manipulation, to exploit these stories, package them up and sell them to you. I say what I think. It's very blunt. It's not sugar-coated. I have a good memory, love to timeline things, and that's where we're at. So keep your expectations pretty low. It's me, a laptop, a crazy dog, a partner that joins me occasionally when he has something to say, and some noises in the background with cats, dogs, and kids. So Buckle up. You never know what you're going to get. But your nonsense starter pack should include tinfoil, waders. If you don't know what waders are, they are like what duck hunters and stuff use because we wade through a lot of bullshit. You also might find, if you have been gifted a membership or are a member, you might have a taupe emoji, which should be toupee, but because I'm an idiot and I make stupid mistakes and then I think it's funny, I left the toupee emoji as is. So if you don't follow along, it is what it is. Just ask questions. The mods, I don't know who's here yet, but they'll help you figure it out. Hey, Whitney. Hey, Miss Melky the Clown. Bran. There's a lot of new people here, and they're like, what do you do? Hey, Monica. I don't know what I do. Hey, Emma. Hey, Joel. She did burn her own kingdom down. Hey, Bobby, the boss lady. This has been crazy. Nana Banana, Aimski. She lost another. Hopefully she continues. Hey, Petunia. Sorry, I figured I would give that little disclaimer. Some of you know, some of you don't. Hey, Peg. Hey, Careers Garden. Oh, if you're in the vertical, yes, I am double streaming it in the vertical and in the horizontal. So if you are in the vertical, jump on over to my actual page and you will see the other option. Hey, Kitty Coo. Janice in accounting. But I think I like it. It's a wild ride over here. Hey, Angie, Forever Army, Crispin Allen. Did you see that I found the bit about her eyebrows in the We Respond? I did. I timestamped that when you said that to me the other day. Hey, Maria. Can't scare a mama bear. Hey, Damn Danny. Yes, sorry. If you are in the vertical, hit it on over to the main page. Laura Lodge, if that shocked you when I said that, if you have questions of why I said that, let me know and I can explain in detail. Hey, Penny. Hey, Revival. The worst part of this channel is the group of mods. No, but they flip each other a lot of shit. Just go along with it. No, Whitney, I have no idea who Dean is or was, and he's never been back. He, she, or whoever that is. So Dean's a mystery. Hey, John Doe. Pontoon, PJ Second Chance, Baby Girl. Alicia, Teresa, Christine. Welcome in. It's not boring here. What's more annoying is the fact that low cows still have YouTube channels. Well, what's annoying is with every case that they can get to trend, this becomes a thing. A community forms off of it and they write it out. It's terrible. I don't really understand what they're doing, Black Knight. I still don't understand what the dual purpose is. I'm testing it, but I really don't like it. I don't like the vertical. I don't understand. Oh my gosh, we'll talk about that a little bit, Aries. Hey, keep it moving. Lore Lodge, absolutely. So Lore Lodge usually sticks to more folklore, storytelling, or storytelling type of stuff. But Lore Lodge inserted himself as a fixture in a missing child's case out of Tennessee. So a missing child by the name of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. He went missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee, the 25th into the 26th of February, 2024. He will be oh my gosh, he'll be 17 in December. He was 15 when he went missing. His birthday's coming up in December. His parents, so there's three. His father, Seth Rogers, his mother, Katie Proudfoot, and her husband, his stepfather, Chris Proudfoot. The instant divide between the family happened, and Lore Lodge somehow got associated with the father, who is also associated with a group of frauds, and these are court litigated frauds, Nick the Hat, and so on. And he came on here and exploited that young man's trauma in a multi-part series, releasing nothing truly factual. It was all speculation and theory. And then when you tried to have like a conversation with him, the attacks and the disgusting things that he said to people were astonishing. It's that whole group that he is. Yeah. Seth Rogers, Amesky. Yep. Nick the Hat. It's a whole long story. Revival actually has some of his posts on his or on her channel that he was saying on Twitter. She copied some of them over here. That's a whole situation in itself, and that's a very close or very, very slight example of some of the shit he did and has done. His entire series was horrific. Hey, Sienna. Oh, baby girl, welcome in. Yeah, join the chat, you guys. If you're new here, please jump in. We're not scary. Well, people will tell you I'm an evil demon. I am just very blunt. It is what it is. I don't have time to sugarcoat this shit. This has become a huge thing. It's been around for decades, unfortunately, profiting off of people's pain, but we're watching it grow faster and faster. And people are making, outside of Lauren, there is multi-million-dollar business that these people are doing. And can it be done right? Absolutely. Can there be ethical coverage? Absolutely. Is there need for transparency in the court systems? Yes. But when you have people like Lauren exploiting victims and there's how they go about it is super grimy. Hey, Rotaro. Hey, Just Robbie. Oh my gosh. Whitney, mine too. Dean was the perfect cherry on the top at that. Elizabeth, you still think he was just trying to say that he agreed with me? Hey, Shauna. Yeah, that whole situation's a lot. You guys don't got sound? What happened? His account is private now. He privated it. Hey, Brenda. I do seem to I get under skin. Yeah, I definitely, it's just me. But I tend to get under people's skin quite often. Hey, S. Francisco. Hey, Jackie Blue. Oh, Amsky, thank you. Oh, speaking of politics, do we think we're going to get a release of the Epstein files? What do you guys think? Now that the vote has happened, do we think they're going to actually, or do you think there's going to be more holdups? Ooh, Peg, depending on how many numbing shots I gave you. Hey, Lori. Yeah, absolutely. It's really becoming a scary situation. You think there'll be more holdups? Oh, thank you, Kira. And I do bounce all over. So I talk about a wide variety of creators, but the baseline is all the same for the most part. Some of them are drama. Some of them, like 2 streams back, if you don't understand that one, it's because these are people that I got rid of 2 years ago that are still holding on to every little thing, and it just won't go away. So that's what it is. You don't think the release will actually happen? Yeah. I hope we're in a little bit better of a position, but I don't. You think there's going to be more excuses too? There will be red tape. Yeah, that's what I kind of. Yeah, he said he will, but we'll see what happens. We will definitely see what happens. Keep it moving. I really hope you're feeling better. I'm sorry that sucks, getting a cast off and then having to adjust everything after. Take care of you. Hey, the Feral Progressive. All right, let's get into it. So last night, briefly, I talked about Lauren doing a copyright claim on Crush's video. So this is what she did. So Crusha did a video where her mom, Kay Woodcock, came on and spoke. She played a video during her live stream that was family pictures that they had shared with Lauren Matthias. Lauren turned around and decided that since Crusha used it in her video, Difficult Research, used it in her video, that she had some sort of authority over that video because she obviously put the pictures together. Meanwhile, she got the pictures from the family. The family shared those photos. They're family photos of Crusha and Kay's, and she spoke over and explained the photos. Well, she struck that video of Crusha's. my neighbor's starting up their car. And then she decided to go to the Copyright Claims Board. Now, interestingly, when I went and looked at all this stuff, she has done this to others. She did this to Sleuthy Goosey, who reposted all of her stuff today, and it's almost a copy and paste. It's super strange, super, super strange of how she did it. But I'll read this just once more. So this is one of the families that Lauren is trying to silence. Now, this isn't the only case Lauren has covered or people that she is attached to or manipulated or used over the last decade. This is just one that Crusha has a social media presence. Crusha has a channel. Crusha is very vocal, but that's just one family. There are many families. I've heard Lauren say herself that she's gotten C&Ds from families. And here she is out here doing this shit to silence families of the victims. Wild to me. What she wrote on this, just to kind of touch up on it again, is Crusha, also known as Difficult Research on YouTube, played our entire video on her YouTube channel. She took our content, which we wrote, directed, and produced entirely on our own from our YouTube channel, Hidden True Crime, and then played it on her own channel. It is identical to ours, except she talked out loud while streaming our video so that she could claim it was commentary, when in fact it was not commentary, and certainly not educational. Ma'am, did you include in there that those are Crusha's family members? That the family had given you access to those photos and all you did was put them in a little slideshow? Takes you 5 minutes to do. I mean, really? Then it goes on, are any of the respondents online service providers? She writes no. Description of harm suffered and relief sought. The harm is that viewers were not watching the video on our channel. Rather, they were watching the video on Difficult Research channel instead. Not only was Difficult Research channel stealing our work, Crusha, using her Difficult Research channel, was also encouraging hatred and spouting harmful and false narratives about Hidden True Crime and Lauren Matthias. This has led to many online narratives and posts being created about Hidden True Crime that were simply untrue. The relief we are seeking in this is that the streams of our video interview will not be posted on the internet again. Absolutely ridiculous, disgusting, and uncalled for, if you ask me. So let's go. We are, for anybody that is just coming in to where we are in this, we are going through the 9 hours. We have successfully made it an hour and 15 minutes in. That's it, because we always end up going down another trail. So we'll get through at least a couple hours tonight, and then we'll just keep going as we go. I'm going to inlay declarations when we get to those places, the other side that Lauren conveniently left out, and we're just going to kind of wrap it all up and discuss it. Again, cuss word warning, you've been warned. I feel like I have to tell everybody that because I am not, if you are hidden, like an ex-hidden gem, I do not pretend to be a professional journalist or anything of the sort. I'm an asshole with a YouTube channel and I cuss a lot. Okay, that's it. Lower the expectations. I'm just like all of you. I just get on here and spew my opinions. Here we go.
Rising, that's serious. And she should report me. She denied they were her posts despite evidence from her account, which I have again saved, showing it was her account. And after some back and forth, I blocked her as I began to feel unsafe.
Oh, yeah, unsafe, of course. The only thing that makes me feel unsafe is your eyebrows, ma'am. Sorry, I do take eyebrow jabs, and it's going to be a thing, okay? Just bear with it. Another thing, this is called fair use. I am a commentary channel. I have to pause, especially with people that are doing stuff like copyright claiming, striking videos, all of that. I have to pause and add something, transform the content. So as much as it's annoying, it's what it is.
She then sent me After I blocked her and after we both agreed, she said, I'm not going to continue this conversation
That's
with
true.
someone. And I said, you know what? You're right. At this moment, I don't know who she is. I don't know her intentions. I am feeling very threatened. I block her. This relationship, unfortunately, sadly, is going to have to end. She then sends me an aggressive email. And in it, she states,
An aggressive email. You love how she is intentionally trying to frame all of this. Extremely overdramatic, Jill. Everything, if you really pay attention to the word choice, this was all produced. Again, they spent days producing this. The performative pieces are spot on, and the choice of words are very intentional. She knows what she's doing. She's been a journalist ever since she returned from her mission. She got into journalism and has been, in my opinion, a part of the PR arm of the Mormon Church for quite some time, helping kind of soften their reputation and all of the crimes around the Mormon Church and or the doctrine and things. Do I have proof that she is a paid part of that? No. But you can absolutely tell she is proud LDS. I'm not shitting on the Mormon religion. I'm just stating facts.
Lauren, this is April 21st. Lauren, I was going to text you this directly, but it looks like it didn't go
Sometimes,
through.
Jack.
So I'm guessing that you blocked me. Yes, I did. If that's the case, that's totally fine. Just be real about it.
Oh.
Hitting block after starting a fire doesn't make you a victim. It makes you a coward. On top of that, you're really out here playing the victim while casually coaching someone on how to trash a redacted creator on Reddit. Bold move, especially for someone who loves to preach about integrity every 5 minutes. But hey, maybe encouraging anonymous hit pieces is just part of your brand.
Did you see the comment that was just pinned at the bottom of your screen? There's multiple things going on and we're trying to catch them all, but they were also intentionally pinning comments. Now I'm going to rewind to this so you can see that. Oh, Chris, I don't know where Annie Elise, so I'm not an Annie Elise fan in any way, shape, or form. I've watched her do things for numbers. I've heard way too many stories. I've myself watched her promote the Sound of Freedom, which was Tim Ballard, Mormon Church. He has been excommunicated now. But when his movie came out, she did a whole little segment of community posts, shorts, really heavily promoting that. And the false inflation of her numbers was very obvious. So I don't know where Annie Elise is going to end up falling in all of this. I know that at least two of these people around this used to be mods or something associated with her. I don't know where it's all going to end up at the end of the day, but I will be very honest. I am an equal opportunity hater. There are very few creators that I think in the true crime space that are ethical that I really do care for. So I'm just being honest. Again, you are entitled to like who you want, but just be aware that many of them are probably involved in some way, shape, or form in these years of relationships, and their behavior probably isn't much different. So that's that. But I'm going to unpin this comment and I'm interested to see where the Annie Elise stuff falls.
A redacted creator.
A lot of people around here refer to Annie Elise when it comes to another case that a lot of people around here are familiar with. I don't know much about it, but I guess her behavior was very disgusting in that. And then she kind of just took off from there.
On Reddit, bold move, especially for someone who loves.
Okay. Sorry, I have to do it. Bottom of your screen. My gosh, Lauren, that's when you started the coughing. This was affecting your health, sweetheart. Really? Because that's bullshit. And you want me to prove it? Okay, give me a moment. Let me go find that.
Loves to preach about integrity every 5 minutes. But hey, maybe encouraging anonymous hit pieces is just part of your brand. I wouldn't know. I've been too busy minding my own business and not anonymously running smear campaigns in the comment section. She meant on Reddit. Also, a fun twist. I now know that Reddit comment actually came from one of your own mods, and yet you still claimed it as your own when bragging to your old friends. So either you're lying to them or you're lying now. Take your pick. Do you prefer hypocrite or liar? Sincerely, stalker. I have no idea what the hell she's talking about, but she has added some screenshots to this email. Can we look at those screenshots? Do we have the screenshots?
How is this aggressive, by the way? She termed it aggressive. How? If you are in the vertical, please, you can feel free to move over to the horizontal too. Okay, so this was filmed September 12th. This was right after, a week after CrimeCon. So all of this horrifying stuff had happened. This is in relation to the comment she pinned about the cough and how it was affecting her health. Here you go.
They affect everything. So going to your question about how my cough is better and I haven't coughed in like 43 minutes, it could be that I'm also not stressed. So nerves are affected by stress and anxiety. So it could be that I just need to do more lives on Patreon with Grayson.
So she said right there that she's not stressed anymore. So how did she return from CrimeCon a week after CrimeCon, film this, and say she wasn't stressed? This was the scariest time of her life. But she's not stressed all of a sudden? Oh, she's going to say it again. Let's just listen for a couple more minutes.
So, well, we do. A lot of people are always like, why are you late for lives? But lately, when you're a couple minutes late, it's usually because if you get stressed out rushing, you do start coughing.
Yeah, that's something to tell you guys. Yeah, so there's a reason that I am a couple minutes or 3 minutes late for lives. And it's because I have to calm my anxiety. And if I don't, I might start coughing more or something will happen or my eyes are blurry. It's the craziest thing. It's actually a great lesson in like meditation or calming anxiety. I literally have to be like, it doesn't matter that I'm late. It's okay. Yeah. Like I have to like calm everything, be like, I don't care. It's like 3 minutes of indifference, which actually I hate indifference because I want to care about everything. And I don't recommend indifference, but I have to just be like, I don't care. And I have to like sit there and just relax. And then Grayson's over there panicking. I can tell, be like, Grayson.
I know. Somebody just said Grayson is such a calming influence. I'm giggling because what you guys don't see 5 minutes before live, I'm like, Lauren, hurry up. We're going to be late.
I have to look at her and be like, it's okay, Grayson. It's okay. So even for this Patreon, I was like, I have to be a couple minutes late. And she's like, we can't be late. I'm like, it's our subscribers. They understand. So it is true that sometimes I am on time, but I just have to be like, I can't be rushing or else I'll start coughing or my eyes will go blurry or something will happen. And so I have to just be like, I have to like take 3 minutes to literally like breathe and be like, everything's okay.
And you've told me
matters.
Something you did teach me. You're like, you always say the same thing. You could be late and panicked or you could be late and not panicked. So what are you going to do?
Right. Late with anxiety that'll give you an early heart attack or late with just like is what it is.
So, I'm like ADHD, but very type A. Like I love a schedule. I love a routine. Like I'll be spontaneous, but when I know that something's coming, I got to be there on time. And so we had to like figure out how to like come up with a compromise.
Yeah. And the coughing thing, when it was its worst, I would be like 10 minutes late for live. And that's exactly what was going on is I would just have to be like, it doesn't matter. Like, I know that I'm late. Like, I just have to, at one point, I would just like lay down and close my eyes because I was like, I've got to calm it down. Like, it doesn't matter. And I have to get into this, like, it doesn't matter. And so sometimes I'll even start lives like this, like looking like resting bitch face because.
I mean, she's less stressed after CrimeCon. You tell me how that works out. I don't know how this email was aggressive either. One other part that I want to remind people of in this 9 hours, in the beginning of it, we passed this already, but I just want to put it back out here because many people are not understanding where this comes from. It's Lauren's own words.
Really affected by this. It's like consumed our lives. Because it doesn't stop and nobody can see it. And that's what frustrates you. People are like, don't give it air. I know, I say that every day. We move forward every day, pushing through and performing because it doesn't.
We move forward every day, pushing through and performing. I can't imagine my life being a fucking performance.
We know that. And I've never reacted to it until this moment publicly. Well, I don't think this will be public, but like just.
I don't think this is going to be public. They filmed this with the intent. Her words were, I don't think this is going to be public. Just listen closely.
Who knows? One day it might be. Like, I just want to like record this for like. Journal. Yeah, or if it's ever needed for a documentary or.
If it's ever needed for a documentary. If it's ever needed for a documentary, why would this be needed for a documentary? What are we setting the stage here for? That bothers me. She fully intended on this. This was all a setup, in my opinion. Again, her own behavior proves that time and time again going through this. But this is something people really need to take note of. This sets the stage for the entire thing. Like she said, she was setting the stage. She absolutely did.
Been really affected by this. It's like consumed our lives. Because it doesn't stop and nobody can see it. And that's what frustrates you. People are like, don't give it air. I know, I say that every day. We move forward every day, pushing through and performing because it doesn't. We know that. And I've never reacted to it until this moment publicly. Well, I don't think this will be public, but like just who knows? One day it might be. Like I just want to like record this for like journal. Yeah, or if it's ever needed for a documentary or to show my little boy.
If it's ever needed for a documentary or to show my little boy. Why would your little boy, who is 8 years old, I know that because of you, need to see a video of his mom having a meltdown in a hotel bed with a producer, amping her up? Why would he ever need to see this with adult situations? This is, again, way over what children should be exposed to. And I ask, how is it the internet's responsibility or any of these people that you have made these accusations against to protect the well-being of your child when your child is in the care and custody of you and your husband, who is what? A forensic psychologist? Who is a what? Mandated reporter? Oh.
He's being cyberbullied, and if I can get to it, he can too. But like, if like, it's so hard to explain to people. Like, nobody can see it, not even my friends. Like,
her own friends couldn't see it. The big deal. Okay. I just want to remind you, and I'll probably play that multiple times because that is such a key part of all of this. Why would this ever be needed for a documentary? What is so important about Lauren that would ever be a documentary? About her sitting on a bed having a complete meltdown about situations that she was escalating intentionally and or lying about. Totally agree with you. This is where, when I heard that the other day. So why we are going back through this is I have not reviewed the 9 hours yet. I did everything else. I did all of the other interviews that she'll advertise. We've gone backwards. So I didn't start with the 9 hours. So now we are going back to the 9 hours and inlaying things that we've caught outside of it and rewatching the 9 hours because it's amazing to see what we catch this time around, even though we've all watched it a couple times probably. But that's why we are doing this. It's painful. It's going to be a thing. It'll be a multi-part series, but we're here.
We're trying to pull them. We'll see if we can pull them. In it are alleged screenshots. I'll just explain it while Grayson's looking. In them are screenshots from a message the stalker has added. Happens.
That's true.
We'll edit later. The stalker has added the reminder where we left off. And in the reminder where we left off, I don't know, she is stating, I've never rewritten history.
Tanya, that's a completely different situation and understandable. My 8-year-old was calling for emergency services and ambulances by that age because of health conditions. Again, the situation's out of your control when your kids are young and they have to be aware, but still, you still limit to what they have to be aware of. We all cause our kids trauma. I'm not trying to shame her in any capacity as far as like, how do I say this? what is normal. Does that make sense? This is excessive. This is choosing to involve her child who is not involved in any of this. He is not in these situations. He's not with her in these hotels. He's not, I don't know if that quite makes sense if you guys are tracking what I'm saying, but normal situations are one thing. Everybody goes through life, and unfortunately there's ups and downs, and kids have to be aware of certain things. However, this is excessive. She is choosing and intentionally using her child. Hopefully that makes sense. There are certain life situations that call for awareness of children, but this is excessive over and above what would ever be considered normal, in my opinion, because he's not in these situations. He's not with her. He's not in the hotel. He's not a part of her show. At one point in time, they said that they waited until he went to bed to film. Like, they have the opportunity of keeping this completely separate. There's no allegations of anybody going by their home, any threats to the child, any potential, anybody outside of his school. There's been none of that. So I hope that makes sense.
You have acknowledged what I've done. I've apologized, acknowledged you're hurt. I'm not afraid to own my mistakes. And then we agree. Look at that. She agrees to be done engaging. We agreed. Or is that my text? Is that my text? This is my text that I'm like, this sounds more like me. Okay. This is me. So she says, reminder of where we left off. This is my text. I state that I've never rewritten history.
Yeah.
I've acknowledged what I've done. I've apologized and acknowledged you're hurt. I have never taken that back.
To everybody that has gone through the situations like Tanya is talking about, here's to survivors. And this is why I think so many are outraged by Lauren's behavior too, because there are people that have survived stalking. There are victims, there are families. Like, there's many of you that are really frustrated because you guys have been in situations and you were screaming for assistance and help from the courts and law enforcement at times too. And here she is weaponizing them for a fucking game like this. It is frustrating. It is disgusting. There's so many different emotions around Lauren and what she has done to so many different people, victims, families, colleagues. Like, there's a range of emotions, and they're valid. It's extremely valid. This affected a lot of people in many different ways.
Or pretended otherwise. Even my initial text today. I am not afraid to own my mistakes, as I am an honest and imperfect person who works to be self-aware and honest with my actions. Pointing out words written on your public account with a request you don't publicly defame me, and sharing that it hurts me in no way rewrites history or disregards what I have apologized for and owned. And I have owned it here today, tonight, too. I want to point out,
Hey, Crusha.
Called her annoying.
How are you holding up? I know this has been a whirlwind. I'm sure it is. I'm sure you were exhausted, but just know we see you and we're all here. Whatever we can help.
I hope one day that you'll be able to also do the same when you hurt people and make mistakes. We agree.
Oh, and let me make this clarification too, just because people are being idiots about it. Crusha has a wrench in this chat because I trust Crusha. Crusha and I ran into each other due to cult content over Tim Ballard a few years back. She's always been around when I talk about cults, like we bounce back and forth. I've always supported what she does. We get in the same rabbit holes around the cults and the things for different reasons, though. But we can bounce things off of each other's brains like no other when it comes to certain rabbit holes, and it's really fun. But she does not endorse everything I am doing, everything I'm saying. She does not take part in everything. So please do not try to lump her into my fuckery or drama with other creators outside of what I'm talking about here. She's not endorsing what I do, what I say. She's got a wrench because I trust her. And a lot of times she drops links for all sorts of stuff. That's what it is. But just because I threw that at her doesn't mean I endorse every single thing. We're grown adults. Can we act as such and stop trying to be like, somebody needs to warn Crusha about her? Bitch, what have I done to anybody? I'll wait because I haven't. Good God. If I hear one more time about how I'm using Crusha or anything like that, or Crusha, oh, what is she getting into? I swear to God. She does not endorse everything I do or say. I trust her, and that's why she's got a wrench. We've been around each other because of the cult stuff around this. We had different reasons for even getting involved in it, and that's how we bumped. And it was just like somebody got my mind. Somebody understood it. And I didn't realize that the reason she had gotten there was because this was the belief system that played a role in killing her family. So anything I can do to support or help, or that's why I'm here. I'm interested in that piece of it, but she's a great human being and I don't give a shit. If you don't like me, don't like me. But please support Crusha, because what's been done to that family is disgusting. And if you can't be adult enough to leave your personal BS, you know who I'm talking to. BJ, at the door. And stop trying to play this little game here. I'm going to step on your toes again. Okay. Yes. I always say that I'm like, I don't even endorse myself at times. Right? Can we just act like adults and like, fuck? People get so weird in this shit, though. They really do. And I'm telling you, we call ourselves an island because I didn't know what a damn YouTube community was when I came to YouTube. Oh, by the way, Crush has been on YouTube a lot longer. Like, she knows more about this place than I do. But we created an island because I don't do true crime. I don't do like niche commentary. I guess I kind of do now, but it's a whole, we just kind of do what we want. We go from mini cows, cats and dogs, motocross races, Vegas trips. I don't know. It's just jackass. That's what it is. And here we are. I like cults. I like to talk about them. We get into politics sometimes, and here we are. Okay. I feel like with so many new faces, I gotta like kind of give disclaimers these days.
To be done engaging. I think that last paragraph was a mistake for me. That was a typo. Okay.
Oh,
but I was clearly trying to apologize then. So she puts this in an email after she calls me a hypocrite or liar, that, and then she shares other photos. And these other photos, do we have those?
Yeah.
We're trying to find them.
Oh
we might. There's a lot of stuff going on, guys. So as we look.
Yes, I feel so stupid lately because I have to like try to explain what I do. And I'm like, I don't even fucking know what I do. Okay. We just ended up here. None of us knew that this was even happening, really. And some people did. And that's why they're here, because they taught me about how this has been going on for decades. I didn't even know this was a thing. Here we are 3 years later.
For those, this is about the Ross Live. I said at the beginning of this month, PS, that I'm going to work to connect to all of you again. It's been a while since I've done a live. Here I am.
Peg, you have said that all along. Don't ever give me one of those things.
Real life. So as we try to look for those, what she sends me is an obscure, very obscure messages, kind of blurry. It looks like it's been passed around from a group chat I'm in. And I'm responding to someone who...
I think that's what's so crazy to me too. Sorry, guys. Again, commentary, I have to, but Lauren is just annoying as fuck. So I'm going to be more annoying and talk to Crusha for a minute. You have been around and knew of this whole entire world around the true crime communities and like what they do. Like, you've lived it. So when people are like trying to warn you, I'm like, do you not think that she peeped a lot of you guys years ago when it was her family you were talking about? Like, it's so funny to hear people tell me or tell others to warn you about, or she needs to do her research. I'm like, I don't even know how we found each other, but Tim Ballard, here we are. And I've been happy as hell since. You've taught me a lot about this place.
I made a comment in Reddit and I say, how's it doing?
I know you do.
And the reason, I'm just going to tell you guys now. Oh, here it is. Okay. So here it is. Here's I say, how's it doing? And then the person replies, my comment, I'm pretty sure it's the top one with a nervous emoji. So let me tell you what this is. It has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with a trial I've covered.
Oh.
Someone in this group text.
You know, Bobo, one thing I have learned before, a few years ago, I used to be like, how could people fall for this? Like, how do you fall for it? I fell for it too. Lauren, I do this. This is what I do, is look at true crime channels that are really unethical. But I didn't know the details of the case because I don't follow true crime cases. So I don't know the details of a lot of these cases like that. And I started watching her when she did Ballard content, but I already had that stuff sourced from other places. And it was things that I knew about from research or other reporters like Lynn Packer, things of that nature. So I could source what she was repeating. So I didn't see her as like problematic. But now going back and looking at it, I was an idiot too. I didn't give any, when you don't watch that deeply, you really don't see how somebody really maneuvers. Don't feel like you're an idiot though. We all fall for it. But once you see it, you cannot unsee it. I'm telling you. Once you see the exploitation that happens and how it's done and how much more prevalent it is in these cases and how they are starting to have impacts on the outcomes, like these social media situations are impacting outcomes in the justice system, it's a little daunting.
Was following a creator, a podcaster on a trial that I did not cover and knew nothing about. And they were disappointed that this podcaster got facts wrong because they were attending the trial. And I wasn't actually a part, those group texts where you really don't go in a lot. This was one of those happening. I wasn't even in the majority of this.
Do you guys not feel that she over-explained every one of these fucking situations? Like, we don't give a fuck about an accidental whoops, how's it doing instead of how's it going or whatever her comment. She probably meant how's it doing? Like, how's your comment doing? But do you think we give a shit? No, in the scheme of things, this does not matter. Why is she over-explaining? Because it's filler and fluff. And by the time you get to the meat and potatoes, there is none. She's serving uncooked or unrinsed tofu. Isn't that what you do with tofu? You rinse it? You're not getting meat and potatoes. You're getting unrinsed tofu, like not even prepared tofu. No meat, no potatoes.
Conversation. I didn't know what was going on. When I popped in, I saw all these things and I saw that this person had actually...
Temptress, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the Cabana. Peg, thank you for renewing your membership. Welcome back to the Cabana. Hey, Duchess. Duchess did a great live stream tonight, too. Duchess, please drop the link. It's an update on Scott Spivey, and you guys know that case drives me absolutely fucking bonkers.
Fact-checked that person, that creator, and posted about it under her actual real name, not even anonymously. Some
people continue to claim this as a hotel, but do we have confirmation that this is actually a hotel in Utah that she's at? Do we actually have confirmation that she's in a hotel? People have said that, and I guess it's just been ran with, but couldn't this just be like an apartment or a family member's apartment or house that she's at in Utah?
Things that this creator got wrong in a podcast.
Rewind. Gotcha.
And this...
Let me go back. I don't know what part you wanted to rewound to.
Next.
You okay? Kyle just moved a bunch of couches that are like 2,000 pounds. They're fucking heavy electronic ones.
Was following a creator, a podcaster on a trial that I did not cover and knew nothing about.
You're
They were disappointed that this podcaster got facts wrong because they were attending the trial. And I wasn't actually a part, those group texts where you really don't go in a lot. This was one of those happening. I wasn't even in the majority of this conversation. I didn't know what was going on. When I popped in, I saw all these things and I saw that this...
You weren't involved in this conversation and it has nothing to do. Why are you even talking about it again?
This person had actually fact-checked that person, that creator, and posted about it under her actual real name, not even...
Oh my God, not being fact-checked. Oh, shocking. Some of you should have been fact-checked a lot.
Anonymously. Some things that this creator got wrong
Monica,
in a podcast. And this person quite liked the podcaster. So they were actually stressed about putting this up there.
Hot Ham Radio, that was the first thing I was wanting to know, right, front and center. And when I found that she had promoted that John Dehlin series that she did in this live stream and filmed it during this, and in that claims to be proud LDS, the whole thing opened up new avenues for me. I was shocked.
And seemed worried about it. They said, the comment is there. I don't know how it's going to do. You know, they're just kind of looking for feedback in like a group message. Wasn't a part of this conversation at all. And I pop in, I see that she is nervous, and I wrote, how's it doing? And if you know, her response ends with a worried face emoji when she says, it's the top one. She doesn't.
And let me also explain this really quick. Somebody asked me, why does her religious beliefs have anything to do with this? Why do we need, or do we feel it's our right to know the religious beliefs of entertainers? Well, first and foremost, we don't. It's not our right. But when you use it, your attachment to the belief system, the way she does, hold on just a second. Hank is getting a little one. Sorry, he's grabbing her sweatshirt and she was pissed. She was taking her trash out. That just caught me off guard. It is not our right. But when you are covering cases that involve the belief system and you yourself are using like somehow your stance or understanding of it, transparency is key. Your subs didn't know where you stood independently while you are covering Mormon crimes and trying to detach all of these people from Mormon doctrine. They had every right to know your beliefs when you are talking about everybody else's and using your understanding of it because you grew up in that. That's called transparency. You used it very underhanded, in my opinion. And it's only because she uses that, and that's what her niche is Mormon crimes. It's a big deal, in my opinion. Do you guys agree? Do you guys think that we have a right to know? I think we do.
Know if that's good. That comment is still there, by the way, on Reddit, and it's absolutely harmless. It is somebody correcting facts about a trial they were following. I know none of the facts of this case, nor did I follow this podcaster on this case. I don't even know. I know nothing about it. But I want you to know that this text
That
has gone around for months with people telling me that I am doing smear campaigns on this podcaster. Top media people believe that I have smeared this creator on Reddit, that I tried to hurt her business. This has gone far and wide because of that. I have no idea what that is about. And I have told several people that it's not true. And there is no evidence that I have ever tried to hurt this person's business. In fact, I have actually promoted this person's business repeatedly, sourced them, encouraged followers, collabed with them, and tried to help their business. But there is, and if anybody has heard this, a rumor that I have created fake accounts and tried to hurt my fellow creator or any creator. I will tell you right now, that is false.
Same pig.
Completely false. Because even in my stalkers,
Pig, I like a good slow burn, like a slow exposure, you know, little pieces. But in this situation, it seems intense, whatever she is covering. All of this premeditated plan, in my opinion, based on what we've watched, there's got to be something real damaging.
Response to me when I filed a civil stalking injunction, she claims that she has seen evidence of me hurting other people's businesses, yet cannot show a single moment where I actually have. Because I don't.
It is, Brenda.
Really quickly, do we have my response to her? I never read my response Oh. So
It's crazy.
oh, okay. This is my response on the screen. Got it. So I wrote.
I went through more insane shit with random strangers in my 6 months on YouTube than this is so mild. Like the allegations and the shit she pins and the text messages, like, bitch, this ain't nothing. What are you crying about? This is YouTube 101, like some mean, hurtful words on the internet. What? This is Reddit.
Are we good? Are we safe? Okay.
Are we good? Are we safe? That's intentional too.
Wrote this person back, the stopper back. And
half the time I just want to say, shut up, you cry baby. Get some thicker skin. Like, they want to talk about and have access to crime victims, every detail, every intimate moment of their life, and to tell the stories about these people that they never met in any way, shape, or form that they're entitled to, whatever makes them the most money, right? But yet they can't take a little bit of fucking heat, a tiny little bit. They cry like little bitches, but they do this to the victims and the families on a daily basis. Many of these crimes without evidence when they start picking sides and deeming someone innocent or guilty.
State, I blocked you because I'm tired of being harassed and threatened by others who are misinformed and illegally sharing and taking private chats out of context. The only coward in this conversation is the one who is unable to acknowledge any wrongdoing whatsoever. So who is starting fires? And then
Hey, Zoe, anybody that's on the vertical side, if you are enjoying the conversation and want to be a part of the chat, the majority of the chat is in the horizontal. So if you click out of there, just go to my main page. It's right in the live stream. You'll see one has a phone by it in the title and one should not. You can join the horizontal. That's where the majority of the chat is. So if you're interested in chatting with more of the people, come on over to the horizontal side. Sorry, I don't know what their purpose of doing this or offering this is. It's annoying. I like it, don't like it. I don't even see it now. I hit it. So anybody in the vertical, thankfully they mix your messages over here, but I'm sorry. It seems, I don't know.
share again, who is starting
It seems weird.
fires, her Reddit comment that's now been deleted from Reddit, by the way. When someone tells me to stop engaging, my response is to stop. But here you continue harassing me in emails, even though I've blocked you. You've obviously are misinformed about this podcaster. I never wrote an anonymous hit piece about this podcaster. That was written quite openly by the person who wrote it. Yes, a moderator and someone who attended that trial of this case.
Okay, let's just read that in a normal person's voice. Well, I'm not normal, but you know. Supposedly Lauren poached blank employee and the employee is recycling scripts she did for blank and Lauren. Not sure if this one is one of those cases, but a friend of mine overheard a girl she poached from blank talk all about it at one of the trials. Okay, when you read it normally, that doesn't even have the tone of something like super salacious. If you don't really lay it on the way she is, it just doesn't have that. Read it out loud. It doesn't. She is so drawing this on for her production. Ugh, it's gross.
Daily. She was correcting some factual errors that this podcaster had made regarding a case that I never covered. It was never a hit piece, and it doesn't hide her identity. Nor did I ever anonymously write the factual correction from court. That was somebody else. I asked how the comment was doing, which was supporting my friend, nothing more or less. I'm not sure how that has anything to do with smearing someone. Journalist.
I don't know enough about purchasing subs to speak on that confidently. I don't know how all of that works. Other people have alluded to the thought of it or the possibility of it with her. I do not have proof that that happened, but they did get their $1,000 or $100,000 or 100,000 sub plaque. That was shown. Otherwise, I don't know.
Typically adhere to factual analysis, unlike your correspondence, which is creating a false and defamatory narrative about me based upon your distortion of the facts and the misattribution of a post that I never wrote.
But if you think about it, her views to like sub ratio has never been, there's a few that get up there, but her view to sub ratio is kind of weird. And her comment section, like in her videos, because most of them are pre-recorded videos she drops, it seems off to me, like the ratio of the comments, the likes, the engagement with her sub count. I don't know.
Why let
It's just interest in the case. I'm not sure.
facts get in the way of your far-fetched and false narratives about me? I blocked you and agreed to stop engaging,
Misty Blue.
but I guess you had to have the last two words because apparently you have no flaws and have never made a mistake. So I will ask, please do not contact me. The fact that you continue to contact me after I blocked you leads me to question my safety. Are you going to show up my home next since you know where I live and berate me until you believe your false narratives about me are proven to your confused satisfaction? I'm also asking you to stop posting lies and false information about me publicly.
Like, what an overreaction here. Tell me I'm wrong. Like, I would have fucking laughed about this. Laughed. If there's nothing to it, why are you giving it this?
Which negatively impacts my business.
Because she knows it's true.
If you continue to harass me, I will be forced to take legal action. Okay. And I know
Cardboard copy, no. If you're just coming in, this is the 9 hours that started all of this last month. I have not gone through the 9-hour video yet. I went backwards. So everything that she promoted in this, the first thing I wanted to know was she currently LDS? That was what I wanted to know for my own information. So I went through all of the videos that she did in this time frame and kind of worked my way backwards. And now we are doing the 9 hours, and I'm going to, as it gets further into it, I will inlay the other side of the court documents that she didn't, the body cam footage as we get through this. So it'll be a multi-part series, but we are working ourselves backwards. Everybody else is like doing the things that are coming out. I'm laying it all kind of where it goes. Does that make sense?
that was strong. I know it was. But at this point, I am shocked. I realize that she has recorded me in a courthouse.
Cardboard copy.
I realize that she is defaming me online. She's just called me a hypocrite and a liar. And she is taking a text with me.
Well, I can do a marathon. I can do a marathon stream if I've got content to run through and talk about, and I can do some streams because inlaying stuff you get real, like you can go and go and go. So I can do along, but she produced this. None of my videos are produced. I will know what timestamps I want and what my ultimate goal is of like what I'm laying out. But they produced this. They scripted this. That's where I've got the issue with this. I can talk to a wall for 12 hours, but they scripted this for days. Yeah. That's where the problem lays.
Me asking, how's it doing? Completely out of context. And now is stating that I am hurting other people's businesses. So now I'm plagiarizing people and I am hurting other people's businesses, two things of which I have never done. So I am very concerned, and she has reached out via email. I don't know what's going on at this moment. So all right. Where was I? Thank you. Thank you. So on April
That's wild.
15th, I was confronted by a friend. And by the way, at this point, these women that I mentioned at the beginning, they've all become very close. They actually have a text thread together.
When I was interested in this. I watched it, but I was disappointed. And the first couple times I talked about this, I actually said, this was the dumbest thing, and this is going to go the complete opposite direction than she intends it to. And I was still holding out hope that she was going to come out and produce other proof, like huge, drop some bombs. I was still giving grace and allowance of that to happen while continuing to realize there's nothing here. Like, it was a slow for me to come around to like, holy shit, this happened. I think a lot of us feel like that. A lot of us were still in the space of, okay, no, there's got to be something else. We're missing something. She's going to come out and lay something else out. I said right off the bat, like, if this is all this is, this was the worst thing you could have ever done. because the Pandora's box that she opened and the different angles that this spins and how many connecting pieces and families and victims and problematic situation. Oh, it's big. It's big and deep.
Called The Seven Gatherers. It's named after, Melanie and Zulema and Lori Vallow, who had the same text thread. They call themselves The Seven Gatherers.
I don't think she uses a teleprompter. I think they probably have notes in front of her and potentially even maybe like certain note cards on a computer in front of her or something. I don't know. But you don't see anything in her reflection. So she has a packet of paper with her, and that's probably the script that she's running.
Very happy for their friendship. They're posting pictures of each other at the courthouse. I'm happy that they all get along. But as you know, I think one of them is a bit of a bully. And I had shared this with my stalker as well.
Oh, that drives me nuts.
So on April 15th, 2025, I was confronted by a friend of the stalker named Janice at the same courthouse. This incident is on film. And before we play it, I want to share a little bit more. She had, I had mentioned that she had often filmed Kay and Larry and others outside the courthouse. And it's fair. You can record people.
We saw you doing the exact same thing in many videos. There's actually a video of you shoving the phone in Larry Woodcock's face as he's trying to handle news he had just received in the court. You did that. Ma'am, don't try to act like you didn't.
In public. It's fair game. It's uncomfortable. And I think there comes a point where it can be considered harassment.
Oh, really?
When someone is filming you all the time. And what I had been noticing is that, and Grayson had been noticing, because Grayson was with me at this trial and she was my producer at this time, that she filmed me and Grayson everywhere we went. And it was uncomfortable.
Oh, my. Oh, I just want to cringe every time she does this.
So
every time.
Thank you, Kelsey Benson Rising. She filmed Colby too. She filmed people all the time, and Kay and Larry.
So did you. That's what everybody is doing outside. Like, that's why they're, oh my God, what is she doing?
And so
I forget how cringe this actually was.
So I was walking.
There she goes. Colby's wife. You're right. That's who she just pinned. The intentional pinning, the coughing comments, the people she pinned.
Walking into court late. And I was on the phone with my husband, John, the only time I can catch up with him. And as I walked up to the courthouse, I noticed that Janice was out there, standing there with no apparent reason to be standing there. And I thought, oh no, my heart sunk. What if she's waiting for me? And so for safety, which I had started to do, because she's good friends with my stalker. In fact, when I saw my stalker and she had confronted me in the courthouse, she'd actually been with Janice. They had been together. And it made me nervous. So I said, John, I've got to go. Someone's here outside the courthouse and I'm scared. I'm getting worried about everything. And he knew everything going on. I'm going to just put my phone camera on just in case, because I'm just worried. And so that is why my phone camera was on. It was just in case. And I was walking into the courthouse. That was my goal. The doors were right there. And unfortunately I got scared and it stopped, but play the first video I have. Are you recording me? Please do.
Okay, I need to
And
talk
please.
to you.
So that was the first one. Unfortunately, in my nervousness, it ended. And I want you to know too that
With my nervousness, it ended. Ooh. So she's casually like walking up the stairs.
Janice later wrote a declaration, and in her declaration to the court, she actually stated that I approached her.
Well, let's see this again. So you're recording at the same time.
Everything, and he knew everything going on. I'm going to just put my phone camera on just in case, because I'm just worried. And so that is why my phone camera was on. It was just in case. And I was walking into the courthouse. That was my goal. The doors were right there. And unfortunately I got scared and it stopped, but play the first video I have. Are you recording me? Please do.
Okay, I need to
And
talk
please.
to you.
So that was the first one. Unfortunately, in my nervousness, it ended. And I want you to know too that Janice later wrote a declaration, and in her,
I mean, I'm sorry. What do you guys think? Doesn't seem very threatening to me. She's recording her. Okay. She's recording her. Hey, Tangled. Right. That's what I don't understand. Like, how is this even happening? She's recording. She's already setting the stage, like calling and saying, you know, she's going to record for her safety.
Come look at it.
Okay.
I did good.
She is,
Smart, man.
this is ridiculous. Sorry, my child needs me to look at something. I'm going to inlay something after this.
declaration to the court, she actually stated that I approached her.
Please do
So,
not talk to me.
really
I
not.
feel threatened.
Well, I need to talk to you about the stuff you've said.
Please do
about
not talk to me. I feel threatened.
me. Okay, I feel threatened by the things you're saying about me.
So then let's stay away from each other.
I'm gonna-
I think that you're a bully. Please stay away. I feel threatened.
Oh, really, Lauren?
So
Same.
after
I would
this
too.
moment and this recording, after this happening so often, I took this recording to the bailiff
Chico, thank you for renewing your membership. Thank you.
and I said, could you request this person just to stay away from me?
Come on.
She records me all the time. She records my producer all the time. She is friends with someone that is harassing me in emails and accusing me of things I didn't do. And we just need to attend this public trial in peace.
She can be friends with whoever. You used to be friends with this group of women. It sounds like at one point in time you were kind of friendly with them. Doesn't sound like all of them really cared for you or had close relationships with you, but you knew all the, what the fuck?
I can be around people that don't like me.
Right. Doesn't seem like you can though. Doesn't seem like you can. In every situation, you're the one that ran away and put on this huge show. They were sitting in places. You were the one approaching them, asking for seats. You were the one recording them walking up.
I get it. Not everyone likes me. And you know, I can be really annoying too. I'm probably really annoying in this life. Could you have her stay away? The bailiff saw the videos. They saw what was going on. They spoke to Janine.
Somebody approached me on the courtroom steps. Please have them stay away, bailiff. This is the most white, entitled, privileged, and I said white. I did. Utah LDS pursuit of perfectionism thing to do, Lauren. You insert like the privilege, the lack of awareness, everything. This was the Karenist. And I apologize. I hate that if your name is Karen. That's no offense. It's the cringiest. And this is coming from a blonde white woman that does cringy ass shit. But I don't behave like that. Like, this is some fucking straight up bullshit. Sorry.
And they requested her to stay away from me because of the way she approached me. And they also said, look, maybe don't film her all the time. She also admitted in her declaration, by the way, to the court that she does record a lot of people. She tried to show that it wasn't what, we thought and she wasn't as close, but yes, that's her thing. So then I tell her I'm feeling threatened. Okay. Janice was told by the bailiffs that she needs to leave me alone and stay away from me.
Also, Penny, if you were in here and anybody else, some of you sent some stuff to Kenzie off of her feral cat wish list. She's going to do a live stream to thank you guys. There's things that have came in and they say like 1 of 2 or something like that. So she's going to do a whole stream to thank you guys. But thank you guys. I just wanted to mention that. She asked if I reminded everybody. I forgot. But thank you guys already.
Fast forward to, hold on.
Crazy.
I've got some notes here.
We don't need to fast forward. Okay, so we all understand. Do I need to go into depth about the Janice situation? I think everybody's pretty much aware that this isn't, she makes these situations out to be quite different than really how they are. But one thing I want to remind Lauren and anybody else is she talks about recording in public. This is breaking shocking indictment error for JJ Vallow, Chad Daybell. Crusha, if you need to step away or anybody needs to step away, please do. She is going to film Larry. This is a sensitive situation. But I want to show how she films.
He said, look, this is supposed to have happened and be changed before the prosecution rests. So we're coming back in 2 hours. Larry, is there anything else? I'll turn this off here, but is there anything else? Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I just, I think Judge Boyce did it right.
And this is like, it starts off camera in face. I should have started there. This whole thing starts off. I know it outrages people, and I tried to give a little bit of a warning, but this is what we do. We go and lay things that she is contradicting. And I'm sorry, but it's important because while she's bitching about people recording her on courthouse steps, this is her behavior towards victims' families.
Did it. Then at this stage of the game, it seems like the defense is saying, oh, he doesn't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
And of course, she's not the only one, but watch how she takes advantage of this. It looks like Nate's hand and Mike right there beside her.
Whatever it is, I feel that justice will be served. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Larry, could I just talk to you a little bit longer? I jumped on at the end.
Sure.
Is that okay? 1 second.
Quick side hug. Thanks, baby. We're going to get through this.
Everybody else gave him space. Somebody walked over and gave him space, gave him a hug, gave him, they were giving him space. They got what he said, and they removed themselves and were giving Larry space. You can see others offering a supportive hug, and then
Oh yeah, would you mind holding it, Trista? Okay, I'm gonna have some. It does have to be kind of close because actually, you know what? I'll just do it so you can kind of see. Okay, thank you. But, yeah, thank you. So
you can hear him, in my opinion, tearing up.
that was a bombshell. So, and just for everyone joining here, I just started my lunch live just as fast as I could. There was a bombshell just dropped after the prosecution rested.
Yeah, this seems so just out of the blue, right?
And the concern is, and I'll share this, Larry, really quickly, and then we'll talk.
We don't have to watch this whole thing, but she goes on, and then 3 minutes in, she does this.
And I didn't come down here right away, Larry, because we were just up there trying to process everything. And there's a group around us right now.
Oh, poor you. Poor you, an independent journalist that didn't know these people before you started telling their stories. Again, you are there to tell a story, to report the facts, to offer transparency. That's what journalists should be there. You latched on to the victims' families. And you're talking about, we were just up there processing. This man couldn't even be offered space to attempt to start to process. Here you are.
Now, too, just so you know, like, we're trying to process this, but do you know anything? Have you talked to anyone? Have you heard anything?
No, I haven't, Lauren. I was shocked, and honestly, I wish I had an attorney available to explain this. I wish somebody could explain it in the technical terms.
It's such bullshit, Janice, and you can tell, like, you're not even approaching her in like a staunch manner or anything. It's such bullshit.
And what are the options? In my mind.
And then she continues to hold a camera in his face, sits there, continues, back to on camera in face.
Larry, is there anything else? I'll turn this off here, but is there anything else? Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I just, I think Judge.
Why don't you shut it off and offer the man space to be able to not have a camera and process his thoughts off camera? Like, get up, walk away, do something. This is so disrespectful. If you care about him, shut the fucking camera off and lend an ear off camera.
Voice did it right, because I'd rather
Or allow his family and loved ones to support him.
address this right now than to address it or let the.
And these guys have so much grace. I understand that they just want the story out there. I mean, this family has been through enough. Truly, it just breaks my heart seeing this.
We'll be in touch. And if I need to go live again, I will.
I need to go live again.
Before. Yeah, people are, do you want, okay.
And here people are.
Okay. I'm done. You can talk to him. Go ahead. Oh, you want to talk to me? Okay.
She is giving permission. Did you guys hear that? She just gave permission. What? Wait, did that happen? Or am I hearing things?
Yeah, people are, do you want, okay. I'm done. You can talk to him. Go ahead.
Bitch, what? You needed to announce that you were done with Larry. Others could. Oh, this has got to be a fucking joke, right? I've even seen this, and I didn't pick up on that, I don't think, necessarily in the. Ooh. Yeah, she just gave permission. Sorry, one more time, because this is why we do it this way. This is why we watch these, and then we go back and inlay. You want to talk about poor you outside of a courthouse? Shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down, Lauren. When you behave like this and make a living off of others' pain and suffering, doing this to victims and their families, and having no self-awareness of what you tried to lie about people doing or not doing to you, is ridiculous. Your behavior is disgusting when it comes to, what's your words? My victims.
People are, do you want, okay. I'm done. You can talk to him. Go ahead.
He audibly gets louder to say it too. I'm done. You can talk to him. You notice the amplified voice right there? She's giving word to everybody that she's done.
Go ahead. Oh, you want to talk to me? Okay. Anyway, I'm signing off, everyone.
Oh, you don't want that on camera. Well, shit, Lauren, somebody wants to talk to her. She don't want to do that on camera.
We'll be in touch, okay? Okay, we'll see ya.
Unbelievable. Okay, now that I got us all real pissed off, let's go back to the 9 hours. Whoo. Sorry, I just escalated everybody's emotions. And Elizabeth Marie, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the cabana. Whitney, my oldest daughter died last year. I give people grace with their stupidity because some people only just don't know how to act. However, she just lost her brother. She should know better. Disgusting. First of all, I'm so sorry about the loss of your child. I am incredibly sorry. Thank you for the support. I know a lot of victims and family members, or victims' families, let me say that. They want the stories out there. So they are willing to give grace and put up with a lot from these people. They put up with a lot because they give grace that people don't know how to respond or react in these situations, but too much grace is afforded to so many of these people. Too much grace is given by victims and their families in order to get the stories of their loved ones told. Something's got to change about that. Again, I am so sorry about the loss of your daughter, and to anybody else that has suffered the loss of a child, a loved one. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I'm pissed. Like that was a lot to watch. I'm sorry I did that to us all right before bed.
So then on June 19th, 2025, I received word that things were going to go public.
Awen, thank you so much for the support. You guys check out Awen's channel. Her and Kresha had a wonderful conversation last night. It was great. Just hearing them shoot the shit and talk about some of their experiences. There's a lot to unpack in this situation, and there's so many different angles. Highly recommend going and listening to Awen and Kresha. There's just a lot of different pieces to this. And again, thank you for the support. Well, one of my mods, can you grab Awen's link for me? If not, I can go do it. I'm not that lazy. I am, though.
And that people wanted my head on a platter. And that is a quote. There are a lot of people that are really pissed off and they want my head on a platter. And here he is. Here he is.
Yeah.
Here it is. This is a creator that Grayson called, and this is verbatim from them on June 19th. The only thing that
just so many angles to this. Janice is in here too. Thank you for coming in. Janice, Awen, there's Kresha, her family, the other piece. There's so many pieces and people impacted by Lauren's behavior from over the last 6 years plus. There's so many people that have been impacted by the shit she has gotten away with doing to all of these families, creators, colleagues. Like, she has gotten away with so much unchecked bullshit, and it's all coming out at once, and there is a lot of it.
I can tell you is there are so many people right now that are pissed off, that are calling for her head on a platter. It's pretty much the message I can get. That's pretty much all I know. It's just been a lot of mean things. And just in the first time text or a text from someone I don't know too regularly, and it's like, oh my God. I just think from the messages I've seen, I would prepare for something publicly at this point.
Do we know who this is? Who this creator was that Grayson was speaking to? Do we know who this is publicly? Do you know how dramatic this is? Head on a platter. Did they send a picture with an apple in its mouth? Like, what are we doing here? Are you joking? This is so dramatic. And the fact it was Gigi, The fact is, Grayson had to reach out to somebody to get this comment. Like, they reached out to somebody to be told this information. Her phone went silent. I'll let her finish this. I'll play that clip from Duty
I don't know
Ron.
how or when. I just tell people I don't want to know what's happening. So that way I can truly say I have no clue. There are a lot of people that are really, 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 really pissed off right now. And that's really all I know. People are mad. I would say brace yourself based on a few things that I have heard here and there. Something's in the works. A couple of messages I got were, keep an eye on your notifications because we're going to blow this shit up. I don't want to say it's over. It's kind of just getting ramped up.
Oh my God.
And that's reading the text messages I've gotten. Brace yourself. Something's going to go big. Something's going to go viral. I'm not touching it.
Not viral. Oh my God. Isn't that your sole intent in life? Is to go viral.
I'm not getting my hands dirty.
Leak your OnlyFans. I mean, fuck. Can you give us something exciting? Can we have something? Because this right now is the most fucking disgusting, straight up bullshit. But can we have some fun? Can it come out that you have an OnlyFans, an OnlyFoot, an OnlyHands? I don't give a shit at this point. Can we have some excitement here? Because you are fucking mundane as hell. And bore the fuck out of me with your monotone fucking victim act.
End quote.
We have something good.
So what did I do? That was absolutely devastatingly frightening to me.
Oh my God, not devastating, frightening. Oh, clutches fucking pearls. Let's go back to what she said on Hidden True Crime. Lauren Matthias has been cyberstalked and bullied, featuring Duty Ron and Ed Wallace. This is what she said about this campaign when asked to explain it.
Give a overview to folks who might.
Again, this was filmed on October 19th, 2025. And the reason we do this is because statements oftentimes are contradicted or the dramatic effect is different in each one. They're making this big dramatic play out of Grayson having to reach out to somebody to get that statement about wanting her head on a platter and something to go viral. But when she has to retell the story, this is what she accidentally says.
Might not be clear on this is exactly how and why when these wheels started turning and the turn of events that led to where we are today.
Yeah. And then if you want to jump in and
I'll be honest, Kylie, I think this was set up in Lauren's plan in the production of things. I think Duty Ron and Ed were used in her overall tour. And I think they give people the benefit of the doubt, especially somebody that they share a significant amount of subs with. They probably gave a lot of credence to what she told them without any proof. And unfortunately, they might have been duped like the rest of us. I don't know. I was really shocked by this. Tell
me why you really think it's happening. Let me know. You know, I'm
Oh,
Hidden True Crime. We're proud to say that we have the hidden motives, but at this point, you being law enforcement, maybe you can help me understand. But I can say in general, the TLDR for those that they can't handle watching a 9-hour live stream is I have a business that was growing, and I had contract workers, and one of them quit unhappy. And then I had another contract worker who I then terminated. And then I had them, then I had the friends, and then there were friends. Two contract workers. Like I should say, the stalker was also a contract worker. Although,
okay, why do we call them contract workers? I mean, friends, colleagues. They weren't really employees of yours. So I guess does it bother anybody else? I don't know why the overuse of contract worker really irritates the piss out of me. It might just be me. Very likely could be. I have a lot of weird quirks about shit that pisses me off, and Lauren just pisses me off. Lauren, Lauren, our good Lauren, thank you so much for the support. This shit maddens me.
Oddly, she says on her TikTok accounts targeting me that she was just an ex-friend and never a TikTok worker, but I have plenty of invoices showing she was. And so you've got 2 ex-contract workers contacting another ex-contract worker, and then you've got this stalker that's actually reaching out to every person I confided might have a beef with me from my past, and they're getting a larger and larger group together. I think their ultimate thing of power is that in private conversations, I said mean things about people, and that they have the receipts and that they know. And then what this group did is then start reaching out to other people to join the fold. I call it a whisper campaign, where it's all behind the scenes. And I can tell you, like, this is actually, I get a lot of texts all the time. My phone was silent. Like, I don't know how far this went, and then we're getting whispers and threats, and a few things are coming out, and someone's finally calling me saying, hey, I got a call from this person, where I'm like, that person? And they're telling me, people I've interviewed, people I love, to never trust you again, that you're evil, like that you are really bad. And, things like that. It just continues, just like, and, but it all leads back to what I just told you, ex-contract workers. That all roads lead back to the ex-contract workers and their friends.
Yeah.
And then, it just goes bigger and bigger. No one reaching out to me, by the way, not even Law & Crime. And getting bigger and bigger to the point where there's this giant snowball. I don't know right from left. And then it gets to the point where I'm trying to reach out to people to understand, a Proton email goes out. And this is where it gets strange too, because I'm thinking, oh no, some of my private texts have gotten out. I'm ashamed. I'm not perfect. It's embarrassing. But then there's a Proton email that goes out, meaning Proton is a protected thing where it's anonymous, and it goes out while I'm covering the Brandon Boudreaux trial, Lori Vallow representing herself, and it says that I've talked shit about all these people that actually aren't people I've talked shit about.
She seems almost a little panicked when she's put on the spot of having to summarize this on her own. To me, she seems a little panicked because she can't give a short condensed, because the short condensed version really shows that she has fucking nothing.
So now I'm like, okay, now it's a smear campaign. This isn't actually even what I've actually said. Okay, I haven't talked shit about these people. One of them's like my best friend. So I'm like, what's going on? So that's happening.
Yeah, that's scary. That poor best friend.
I'm trying to reach out to people right and left to figure out what's going on. And then
I'm trying to reach out to people right and left to figure out what's going on. People weren't reaching out to her. She was reaching out to people. Nobody was bugging them. Grayson had to call a creator up to get this statement to use in this whole fucking fluff and filler and the start of the police reports.
And no one will pick up my phone calls or talk to me. So my producer reaches out.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
To a creator who says they want my head on a platter.
They made fucking graphics for this shit. They made graphics for it. Hello. Unreal. Unfucking real when you pull this back. Unreal. How dumb are you? I mean, here we are.
And that I better brace myself because it's going to go viral and it's bad. And she continued to say, brace ourselves over and over again. It was so scary. Again, with my phone being silent, no one talking to me, the threats that I've spoken about people I haven't, I called the police.
Sigma, you're in the vertical. If you want to come over to the main chat, click out of there and hop over to the horizontal. I see you popped in on the vertical. If you want to join the main chat, they're mostly over here on the horizontal. Sorry, if you're in the vertical, feel free, if you want to be a part of the chat, to hop on over. The conversation's great. They're talking.
Because they're like, they want my head on a platter, and people turning on me that I thought were my friends too. Like, so, And now they're saying that I'm abusing the police. Like, there's nothing I can do that's right. I'm like spinning my wheels, right? Like, I call the police, now I'm abusing the police. I take it lying down, they just keep punching.
Nobody punched her, period, point blank, end of story. Nobody did. Somebody actually mentioned her motives. And I think it's important for some of you that probably have not seen this, that didn't watch this with us, to hear these pieces. This was interesting. We actually watched these. So what this is from August 13th, 2025. She did a live stream with Mormon Discussion, Radio Free Mormon, RFM, and Bill Reel. It was actually a live stream that she was late to. They started off by telling us that Grayson had called and she had an emergency come up and she would not likely be there. Well, then 30 minutes into it, she rolls in. She comes in, says she doesn't have a link that's working. And he's kind of like, okay. And then at the end, they wrap it up. You can watch that full thing. But there's a part in here that she talks about her motives. And I think it's just an interesting little thing to touch on while we're here, reminding people of all of the fuckery that's gone on. So while she was afraid for her life after this crime con, after her head was wanted on a platter, she made appearances at John Dehlin, Mormon Stories podcast, to tell her story, which was filmed July 2nd, aired July 14th, and July 16th. Then she went on Rumor, Gossip, and Innuendo with Kathy on August 2nd, I think it was, somewhere in there. Don't quote me. I could be wrong. The beginning of August. Then she went on with RFM on August 13th. Meanwhile, she was afraid for her life. Okay, all right. And she made her announcement that she was going to CrimeCon on Gossip, Rumor, and Innuendo with Kathy, which I found really odd.
That was like we didn't have much of a business plan, but we did have that down. That was the only thing we had down when we started. So I'm glad you asked. Hidden true crime. We wanted to delve into the hidden motives of crime. We call
Misty Blue, thank you so much. I will definitely. Thank you. Again, that was very kind of you. Thank you for the support. She will be thrilled. You guys have made her day. Like, she was so like a little kid. She's got all of her boxes and all of her little cards stacked and everything. Thank you guys.
The average, the more the non-hidden motives, we call them the Dateline 2020 motives. That's usually like money, sex, power,
So sweet. Thank you.
things like that, lust. And then there are the hidden motives of the crimes that aren't as often talked about.
This is why she supposedly covers Mormon crime, but it gets interesting.
What made a criminal go down this path? What was his upbringing like, or her? A lot of female criminals we cover.
I guess you can just say and classify this as us all looking for your fucking motives. I don't know if we really want to truly know the motives at the end of this tunnel, but that's what we're looking for, is the facts of what was your motive in all of this. Because you sure unraveled a huge shitstorm for yourself, didn't you?
What is it that created this environment for someone to do such a evil act? And we don't necessarily believe that the person is evil, but the act.
Sigma, you really think she thought she was going to get this to go by? You think she hadn't thought she had enough pull? I don't see that. I just don't see her being delusional enough to think that she had enough pull to get this by everybody.
Creates the criminal? Is there attachment? Is there something in their upbringing? The psychological motives, I guess you could say. So the hidden motives.
Would you say that's I'm sorry, I was going to ask if you think that's what makes your podcast different from the other true crime podcasts. There are a number out there, aren't there?
There are a number out there. And yes, I do believe it's what makes our podcast really different. And we're proud of that. I think that there are a lot of podcasts that are important podcasts that talk about crime, but we try to delve deeper and further to understand. And as my husband, John, who's a criminal psychologist, says, a better understanding.
She tries to slide that in there in any way, shape, or form. She absolutely can.
Of crime is a better understanding of ourselves, So there's actually oftentimes self-reflection that happens in our podcast. How can we
Do you think she self-reflected in that 9 hours at all?
better the world? How can we better ourselves? How can we stop these type of things from happening? What are the warning signs? So a lot of people will also say, gosh, I didn't know I could listen to a story about crime, but yet come away inspired. But we try to uplift and bring purpose to the discussion of crime and criminals.
Do you think that crime, especially violent crime in the United States,
Yeah,
is
I
going
think
up
that,
dramatically?
Yeah, but I mean, dramatically, I was about to say yes, but dramatically, here's the thing about crime.
She can't even answer the question. Like, she couldn't even answer this. Here, I'll play this before I skip forward.
And this is why I think it's important to talk about crime.
We've gone through all of these already in the playlist. If you have not seen these and are interested in me talking about these, they're all on a playlist.
Been here since the beginning of time. As long as humans have existed, so has crime. Some of the first stories in the Bible are crime. So
what, ma'am, you were asked a simple question. What's the Bible got to do with it? Huh?
So this idea that crime goes up dramatically. Yeah, crime does go up. But
you do true crime. Shouldn't you just be able to like rattle off some statistics of like, has it gone up? You would think that would be a baseline knowledge of a ethical true crime creator.
I think to acknowledge that crime affects so many, I think sometimes that's the other thing too. Some people say, oh, I don't like crime, I stay away from crime, as in it doesn't affect them, but crime affects everyone. And so often the families we cover that are victims or survivors of crime, they didn't ever expect this to happen in their lives or in their
Sherlock
families. And one thing that we also, every time there's a crime or a mystery evolving in investigation, people will say, well, the news is lying because it's not my neighbor. There's no way. And then it ends up being their neighbor. The evidence shows that actually, no, this person you thought you knew, you didn't. Chad Dable's a great example of that. Everyone, defended him throughout, until children were found in his yard. So I know that was a roundabout way to answer your question.
Yeah, just answer the damn question. She serves word salad buffet with no dressing. It's dry as fuck going down. It's like, that was a really simple question. You could have just answered it instead of this whole fucking roundabout goddamn buffet. Ugh.
Question whether or not
you're ruining buffets for me, Lauren. And I love a good Golden Corral.
Crime is drastically increasing. There are times in history where crime is higher, and there are times when crime is lower and we feel safer. And I think that hate crimes are increasing right now. I think that's certainly happening. Crimes against people that are being dehumanized is happening. But crime in general, I think we have to be really honest and say it's as long as humans will be here, crime will be here.
So it is going up.
I mean, as the population rises, I guess it is. But I would say hate crimes against people and dehumanizing. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah.
RF's response to that was perfection. The way he's like, okay, so it's growing in other words. This man's an attorney. Like, so you said all that to say nothing. So is it going up or is it not? Like, where are we at here?
All right. But how about Mormon crime?
That's been an interesting aspect. We did not set out on our podcast to talk about so many LDS connected crimes. That was not, we might have had our name.
That's bullshit. Straight up bullshit. If you go back to anything that initially she did, everything, even in her reporting career, is surrounding something to do with the LDS church, whether it's doctrine changes, people not being able to go on missions, whatever the case is. She absolutely intended on being a reporter about Mormon related incidents. She absolutely did. That's all she's done.
Solidified, we did not think that a lot of our angle would be covering Mormons, because I didn't suspect that so many LDS people would be creating content, as I say.
Ma'am, you grew up in the church. Come on now. Your dad was in prison for white collar crimes. Stop it. Stop it. You're a Mormon from Utah too, which is a whole different ball game. Stop acting like this is brand new. Come on now. Some people say Joseph Smith. Some people say Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, you tell me.
But it has been shocking for me to see how many LDS people have committed crime in the last 5 years. So that
Hank, that's really obnoxious.
yeah, that's
in your
been
ear.
interesting. And I've learned a lot.
What do you attribute that to?
Sorry, if you are hearing something that sounds like a cow chewing its cud, it's not. It's not a cow. It's just this one who is right here up my ass. Huh? What do you got in your mouth? What is that? Did you get a treat? What do you got? This is Hank. Hank is, I don't even know. He was born December 28th. He's almost a year old. And he's like 120 pounds and he's a complete mess. So if you are hearing things, it's Hank chewing on his toy and being his huge pain in the ass self. Sorry. It's not a cow chewing its cud. It's just Hank. And that's Bella. That is, now she wanted to make her presence known too, I guess. This is the shit show. Welcome to the shit show. There's Bella telling the cats to calm down, and Hank still has his toy, or his treat, but I told you, my household and weird sounds. Get used to it.
So I have something to say. I'm choosing my words wisely here. I do attribute it to something. Not for every crime. So I'm trying to decide how to I'm live. So let me try to be careful here. Not every crime. So I'm talking in generalization, but
LDS. That says it all. Oh, there they go. Yeah. This whole thing is interesting. Can you guys not hear me? Can you not hear me? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Hold on. Let me go out and come back in. Are we back? Are we here? Can you hear me? Sorry, it does that sometimes. I'll take my face away from yours. That was real close. That's a real bad close-up. Okay. Let's go back to it. Yeah, the LDS when she responds. Yeah, pretty interesting. You heard me. Okay. Yeah, it just froze for a minute. My chat and then the audio froze up for a second. I just reset it. We're going.
one thing that I've noticed with a lot of the LDS center crimes is a lot of them can be equated to a similar thing that creates terrorism. And terrorism is essentially a combination of politics and religion combining, a strong belief in something as well as strong political beliefs.
Hold up. You got to hear what she just answered. I haven't made you ever listen to this. Listen to what she answers here.
Center crimes is a lot of them can be equated to a similar thing that creates terrorism. And terrorism is essentially a combination of politics and religion combining, a strong belief in something as
radicalism. Yeah, extremism.
As well as strong political beliefs. And I will use Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrandt as an example of that, and Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow as an example of that. There are strong, extreme political beliefs and strong, extreme religious beliefs. And together those collided in both of those cases. In other cases, like...
But there's foundational beliefs that aren't considered extremist mainstream. Like the Mormon doctrine is not considered extreme. She tries to parse it out all the time.
James Craig, that I just covered, that's the LDS dentist in Colorado who shockingly
poisoned his wife by degrees.
Yeah, just the most evil, just one of the most evil acts of murdering his wife of 23 years, the mother to his 6 children. And he was Elders Quorum president. He and a dentist. I don't equate that to terrorism, but I do equate that to, just that one. I would say vanity. And
so how are we separating them out? If he had all the same things, he had extreme political beliefs and extreme religious beliefs. How is that one not attributed the same way? How you see how she picks and chooses? No, ma'am, sorry.
Likely a personality disorder. These are the hidden motives, and just like a psychopath,
the hidden motives, right? Thanks, and Kanda. Thank you.
Psychopathy.
We should be good now. I reset everything.
And I think that it's easy for people to get swept up in those things too, likely because of the internet. He was a serial cheater. He fantasized.
It just froze on my end for a minute. I just reset it over here. You guys were good. I just froze up. The chat froze up and my mute buttons, everything muted. So that's why I reset it. I couldn't unmute at times. That's when you guys were asking.
About a different life and being understood. And that was made more easy, of course, for him through the internet, but so that is one thing though, that I think I have seen in a lot of crimes. And when I brought up the increase in hate crimes, I think there's an element of terrorism, and that also are those that are LDS are not immune to that.
You said that from your coverage of the Mormon related murders, and before I get to that, I'm going to finish the question, then I'll come back to it. Okay. You said, I've learned a lot. And then I went off on this specific thing. I want to come back to the I've learned a lot thing. But first, it came as a modest surprise to me that you yourself are Mormon, that you're a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I suppose the only reason it came as a surprise is that you craft your reporting such that you don't talk about that very much. You don't lead with that. Is that right?
That's right. I will share about when I'm discussing LDS crimes or an LDS specific theme to an LDS crime, because not every, James Craig didn't kill his wife because of his belief system. We can talk about LDS culture all we want when it comes to that crime, but it wasn't.
These guys are not, they have a really big ex-Mo base, like ex-Mormon base and current Mormon. But hearing that they were shocked that Lauren is currently Mormon was shocking to me. Like, if it was this hard for other creators to even know where she stood, I was a little taken back by that.
It wasn't a belief system like, let's say, Lori and Chad Daybell or Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrandt as much, right? So when we're talking about these elements of belief when it comes to the LDS faith, I will always be honest and share my LDS background, because I think that's fair, because people want to know how I know something, or maybe I should talk to an expert, and I'm like, and so I'll share that because I think it's a fair journalistic thing to say, but
even she says it would be a fair thing for her to say and be transparent about, basically. And she is anything but transparent about it. In my opinion, she intentionally plays the middle ground back and forth, like ping pongs back and forth with her audience base to make them question. Like, I think majority of them don't think she is currently Mormon. again, she went to John DeLynn, Mormon discussion, and Kathy in this time frame of her being so scared. That's why these are such important things to listen to in this whole time frame, because this is in the midst of her claiming she was scared for her life. All of this. Like, it's so weird. And I'm not going to detail the whole thing. If you want to see this whole thing broke down, like I said, we've done this. We've done the Mormon Stories podcast. We did Kathy's. We've done all of those, and they're on the playlist. It's really interesting hearing this whole thing. The comments that were made, like the audience was shocked by her answers.
I will say that I grew up LDS, or I have an LDS background, or this is something I understand. I am a returned missionary. I served in Kirtland. And then I also, not only did I serve in Kirtland, which is a big part of LDS history, and I studied a lot of the LDS history there, then I also was a reporter in Colorado City and Hilldale, where Warren Jeffs lived. And I have many FLDS friends. So,
such as Mike King, who has Profiling Evil. She admits to her and Mike King working side by side when he was a cop in southern Utah during the FLDS raids, and she was a reporter on the ground. Again, then you think of their connections. She talked about in their After Crime Con segment in her Patreon how she ran into Mike King, and she mentions that story again. In this time frame of her being scared for her life, it was like she tapped into all of her people in the Mormon space. And in this 9 hours, she goes on to mention that Christina is proud Mormon, but she leaves out that she is. I find that to be incredibly deceptive on her part.
I do have a wide range of, but that's as far as I go. I don't have an agenda when it comes to convincing people whether the LDS Church is good or bad. And I get a lot of angry listeners writing reviews, and some people say I'm too hard on the LDS Church. I'm
since when
hurting the LDS Church, and they're disgusted with me, and and I'm an ex-LDS member, and I'm trying to hurt the church. And then other people will share that I'm not being hard enough on the church, and that I'm an apologist, and that sometimes those reviews will come within 24 hours of each other. So at that moment, I think, maybe I'm doing a good job being neutral when I get those reviews, because I actually genuinely want to have a safe space where those that are LDS and those that are ex-LDS, because I respect both groups so much, that they can listen.
He was Mormon. Now, I have recently heard people mention that he may have left the Mormon church at some point in time recently, over the last recent years. So if that is true, he was Mormon at one point in time. I don't know how long, anything of that nature. I assumed he still was, but recently people have said he switched face a while ago. So I can't say 100% where he currently is.
And know that I don't have an agenda. We're there to talk about crime, the elements of crime, and the hidden motives, wherever that leads. And what I do believe in is evidence. And
it's concerning to me that she is pointing out that that's not her agenda. Why do you have to state that that's not your agenda? It should be clear at this point in time when you're reporting that that's not your agenda. And it's very clear to me that that is your agenda.
We will follow that evidence wherever it goes, whether I like it or not, as someone that is LDS. So if that evidence is, abuse in the LDS church and up to the LDS hierarchy, we're going there. So I follow the evidence.
Lauren,
that's my agenda.
Oh, excuse me. When was the time that you most had that experience of following the evidence in spite of the fact you didn't like where it was leading?
So someone mentioned my Mormon Stories interview, and I talk a little bit about that in the second part of that interview.
Are you talking about John, Michelle? If you are referencing John, which I'm assuming so, no. John took the missionary classes after they were introduced and started discussing having kids. She talks about that in her Mormon Stories podcast with John DeLynn. But he took the missionary classes, but he never converted to becoming Mormon.
But let's talk about it here. I think that the abuse that I've been seeing in the LDS church has made me very sad and uncomfortable. I put my emotions aside when reporting on it, but here we are. This is a channel where I can talk about that. People often wonder how it affects me. It certainly affects me. I don't show that. Again, my agenda is evidence. And I think when I said I've learned a lot.
That right there, that part right there is the most important piece of this, in my opinion. Well, for me, there's a lot of information in this one that was kind of like, ooh, that's weird. Like, why would you say this? But I think this is kind of the overall overarching reach of who she is.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. When was the time that you most had that experience of following the evidence in spite of the...
So I follow the evidence.
Lauren, when
that's
was
my
the-
agenda.
Oh, excuse me. When was the time that you most had that experience of following the evidence in spite of the fact you didn't like where it was leading?
So someone mentioned my Mormon Stories interview, and I talk a little bit about that in the second part of that interview, but let's talk about it here. I think that the abuse that I've been seeing in the LDS
Roxy, welcome to the Cabana. Thank you for becoming a member.
church has made me very sad and uncomfortable. I put my emotions aside when reporting on it, but here we are. This is a channel where I can talk about that. People often wonder how it affects me. It certainly affects me. I don't show that. Again, my agenda is evidence. And I think when I said I've learned a lot, we'll combine your other question. What have I learned? I did not know before I started reporting on Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow. I didn't know about the prepping community. I didn't know about Julie Rowe.
Bullshit if you didn't know about the prepping community, if you reported on LDS or FLDS in Southern Utah. Bullshit. I call bullshit on that. Bex, I hope you're having a good night. Oh, completely disingenuous. But I think that sums it up. Like, this is what Lauren, this is all this was. Like, this entire setup, everything that she did over the span of months, right here says it all to me.
My agenda is evidence.
Her agenda was evidence. She was trying to, in my opinion, set up and stage every one of these situations in this 9 hours, including having Grayson reaching out to creators to get statements that they could later on use in this 9-hour production. Everything had an agenda to try to manufacture this production. And I'm going to take you back one more time. This is what we do over here, by the way. If you're new here, we get whiplash. This is just our thing. It doesn't work for a lot of people. They don't follow, but it's important. This piece right here.
Other people, I worry about you, Grayson. I worry about my husband. I worry about my little boy who's been really affected by this.
Oh,
And
hold on.
the fact
I'll back it
that
up.
rather than focus on making good art, which is what we say here in Hidden True Crime, it's quality over quantity, doing good. I've had to.
Oh, by the way, Crush, if you're still in here, if you hear me at a later time, when you were saying that earlier about what Web Sleuths reached out and asked for a retraction or a correction on, Zav Girl was far from the only person that released the autopsy photos behind a paywall. From the sounds of it, sounds like there was a lot more to that. I did coverage on Zav Girl, but have recently found out there was a lot more, like, larger creators that potentially did the same thing in their Patreons behind paywalls too. So I don't know why she's demanding you make a retraction of something that doesn't sound like you even said. There's too much misinformation. Like, that's weird for her to demand a retraction or an apology or edit or something. That, does she edit when she gets shit wrong? No, she fucking went in there trying to get on John Ramsey and was proud of it. Whatever, Trisha. Stop it.
Worry about my reputation.
Yeah, I
but
was like,
also
hell no.
other people. I worry about you, Grayson. I worry about my little boy who's been really affected by this. It's like
I wonder why.
consume our lives. Because it doesn't stop and nobody can see it. And that's what frustrates you. People are like, don't give it air. I know, I say that every day. We move forward every day, pushing through and performing because it doesn't. We know that.
Performing, that's the key word. Everything is a performance to her.
And I've never reacted to it until this moment publicly. Well, I don't think this will be public, but like just who knows? One day it might be. Like I just want to like.
Oh, let me take that back a second. Let me get you guys full screen and get this little thing off of your faces here so you can see her reaction in the corner down there.
Well, I don't think this will be public, but like just who knows? One day it might be. Like I just want to like record this for like.
Whoops, did I do that? That was our Urkel fucking moment. Whoops, is it public? Here we are. Not like this wasn't part of the production and the setup and the plan all along, guys, but whoops, here we be.
Journal. Yeah, or if it's ever needed for a documentary or
fuck, if it's ever needed for a documentary. What? A documentary about what? What not to do on social media? What not to do in a hotel room? I mean, you could have done so many. You have room for activities. And this is what you chose to do in that hotel room, ma'am.
I'll be back. I'm gonna go see if they're open.
Did you have pearls on too? It does look like she's got fucking pearls on. Oh my. Jesus, take the wheel.
to show my little boy that he's being cyberbullied, that if I can get through it, he can too.
Oh, you poor victim, you. Poor victim, you.
Well, I don't think this will be public, but like just who knows? One day it might be. Like I just want to like record this for like journal. Yeah, or if it's ever needed for a documentary or to show my little boy.
Documentary.
Pretty much the message I can get. That
Back to where we were in the 9 hours. This is why it's going to take us successfully 40 fucking 8 hours to get through this whole thing, because everything leads to something else, and it's important to inlay these pieces so people get like how deep this fuckery is, and I'm just touching a tiny little square of it.
it's pretty much all I know. It's just been a lot of mean things, and just in the first time text or a text from someone I don't know too regularly, and it's like, oh my God.
Hot ham, and in order to get this graphic and the comment for this graphic, Grayson had to reach out to people. Her phone was silent. Nobody was contacting her. She was reaching out to people. They had to reach out to people while claiming they were stalked. They had to reach out to people to get statements to use for filing police reports and creating this whole fucking saga. Think about that. Gross.
Just think from the messages I've seen, I would prepare for something publicly at this point. I don't know how or when. I just tell people I don't want to know what's happening. So that way I can truly say I have no clue.
That's a perfect description, Revival. You just never know what shit end of the stick you're going to get with that roll of toilet paper. Speaking of which, that's a good segue and a good break for a minute.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Lauren, we're way too old for this type of bullshit. You should have learned to stop playing stupid games, because stupid games win you stupid prizes. You should know what the Barbra Streisand effect is, because you said, hold my beer and watch this shit. We're too old for this shit, Lauren.
There are a lot of people that are really, 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 really pissed off right now. And that's really all I know. People are mad. I would say brace yourself based on a few things that I have heard here and there. Something's in the works. A couple of messages I got were, keep an eye on your notifications because we're going to blow this shit up.
Oh, no.
I don't want to say it's over. It's kind of just getting ramped up. And that's...
Oh, my God, the dramatic effects. They're going to blow shit up. Oh, no. Wow, that's scary. Keep an eye on your notifications. Ding, 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 ding. Fuck out of here. Like, this is the most unclimactic fucking. I've been more scared of my fucking shadow.
Reading the text messages I've gotten. Brace yourself. Something's going to go big. Something's going to go viral. I'm not touching it. I'm not getting my hands dirty. End quote. So what did I do? That was absolutely devastatingly frightening to me. I had no idea what that meant. And so I decided to call the police because at that point, I am fearful for my safety with such a vague threat. And the
Bitch, Bullhorn Betty called me once upon a time, and her threat was more scary than yours. I'm just joking. I'm being facetious. I'm being an asshole. But there was no threat. They didn't have a clue what was going to happen. She said, keep your notifications on. They're going to try to make something go viral. What? What? Huh? Oh, so exhausting.
police, we're going to get to this later. Stick with me. Well, yeah, we're going to get to this later, but the police called my stalker and she recorded that phone call, but let's not.
I understand that, Molly. I can understand that 100%. I actually said in the beginning of this, could this be a part of a faith crisis? Absolutely. But at the same time, I don't give passes to people that are assholes going through faith crisis, any type of crisis in their own personal lives, while they choose to insert themselves and grab onto victims' family members and kick them at the worst time of their lives. So whatever she has going on in her own personal life, or if she's deconditioning from or trying to leave, if she's having a faith crisis, if this is her cult upbringing, there's no excuses for making a career out of kicking the victims and their families at the worst time. That's where I draw I have grace, but that grace has been overextended, and I just, nothing here for that anymore. Yeah, the hook 'em horns. Isn't that what football team is that? Her hand signals.
Play that yet. I'm going to go back a little bit. But let's fast forward. So let's go a little bit.
I think this is a good time because what I want to do when I pick up with this, we'll be able to do a longer session. But I think this is where I need to put in the call to the Hendersonville Police Department right after this. So I think what we're going to do now is somebody told me that the eyebrow comment, I think, is in this one around the 35-minute mark, if I'm correct. So we're going to play this, and then tomorrow, I think tomorrow is free. I think I'm free tomorrow during the day. We will do a longer segment through the day. Sorry, I've been rotating again on time frames. Anybody that's new here, I just appear when it fits into my schedule. Some days I don't come on. Some days I try to come on. It's just hit and miss. So I will try to be on tomorrow afternoon. And we will do another part to this because it's going to take us a while to get through this 9 hours with how much inlaying I'm doing already. But we need to pick up on the Hendersonville Police Department, and I want to be fully on my game for that. And right now I'm kind of not to read documents. So I think this is the piece of it. That's what she says.
To something about his character.
But I could be wrong.
Something about his morals and his right. And the question is, so, and by the way, with you weren't accused, you've never done anything like that ever. Like, you've never done anything wrong.
Well, my eyebrows.
Trisha, if there's ever a time that you want to come on, and even if you don't want to partake and you just want to restream this or anything that we're doing, or you want to come in and pull and inlay stuff too, let me know. You are welcome anytime.
Or a sin. Sorry,
Right. Yeah, you
guys.
might have to shave those.
Oh,
You know, we've
And I
received
love myself some
Hey.
Botox. Keep going.
we've received some emails. I think there's
oh, yep, there it is. I love myself some Botox. Yeah, we can tell.
Sorry,
right. Yeah, you
guys.
might have to shave those. Um,
You might have to shave your eyebrows.
so, and by the way, with you weren't accused.
God, the look she gives him. Ooh,
You've never done anything like that ever. Like you've never done anything wrong.
Well, my eyebrows are a sin.
ma'am. I mean, at least we don't have a bolo out on one of them, all right? Give us time though. We might manage to get you to shave one off yet. We still got time. Smiley was missing a brow at one time. We have a bolo out still on the lookout for her brow. So if anybody sees it, please call 1-800-microblading. Please do not, if ever finding Lauren's brows, please do not call 1-800-microblading. She has had too much of something. Don't know what it is, but too much of that thing.
Sorry,
Right. Yeah,
guys.
you might have to shave those. You know, we've
And I
received
love myself some Botox. Keep going.
we've received some emails. I think there's
He's so dismissive.
I want to read a comment we received by Pinata Samurai. I love that name, by the way. Thanks, Pinata
This is one of my favorite parts in this whole rebuttal part too.
Samurai.
Oh my God, that fake fucking ass grin. Holy shit. Ooh, she doesn't want to even sit there and listen to him at all.
Keep going.
We've received some emails. I think there's I want to read a comment we received by Pinata Samurai. I love that name, by the way. Thanks, Pinata Samurai.
Ooh, the look she gives. That ain't resting bitch face. That's I hate life and you. But here we are. I need your credentials.
This is a comment.
This is a comment that I love that summarizes this whole thing up. We received a brilliant text.
That's this. I got you.
In comments, or I'm sorry, a brilliant message in comments from one of our viewers. And here's what Pinata Samurai said.
Love the name, by the way.
I know, Pinata Samurai. It's so great. Next time I go to a pinata party with our son, I'm going to call myself Pinata Samurai.
Look, damn Danny, I was born with resting bitch face. That's not even a joke. I've had this same smirk, the exact same smirk, since I was little itty bitty. And it's not a joke. Like, I have the resting bitch face, but she is just the way she maneuvers, it's all of it. Okay, Janice, anybody in here that's been around her in person, does she act like this in real life? Does she act this much better than that she thinks? Does she look down on people? Is she one of those snub her nose in the air type of girls? Oh, her crossed arms said it all to me the entire time, like from jump, crossed arms. She is completely checked out of the conversation. She does. Oh man, yeah. It would be so fun to run into her at a trial. I love a bitch that thinks that they're hot shit and making them uncomfortable. I love somebody like this. When they think their shit don't stink and love to be overly nice to them and make them just show their nasty sides. I love that. Why is it that hard to be nice? And when you see people like this that think you can break them down easily with nice, kind, that's all you have to be.
Quote, even if you were the devil himself, I'd still watch you. You're brilliant at what you do.
That is true.
You and your husband both.
Y'all, I cussed TikTok when they gave me that song for her, but it's more and more fitting the more we watch. That TikTok song, it picked it. I didn't. Again, that's where that comes from. It's her fault, not mine. That's what it called her.
right? And so
Yes, Chris.
the reason that's relevant,
I wasn't sure if you were still here, Chris. Yes. Thank you so much for this. This is great.
I'm not the devil.
the reason that's relevant, I know you're not the devil. It's making a point, obviously.
Oh my God, when he throws his glasses, hold on. Can we find that part where he throws his glasses when he's pissed off? I've got it clipped, but can I find it? It might almost be worth watching him throw his glasses before we end tonight. I've never seen such a baby. Oh, hold on. I can transcript it. Give me a second.
You're not the devil. Only when you lock me in my cage in the garage. The reason why that's brilliant is because I think it really gets to the core of this debate, just like Brad Pitt.
Oh, God,
right?
Shut up.
Why isn't anybody debating this on the terrain of our work? It's about the fact that years ago when that person cut me off, that people didn't handle
Here we go.
the type of vulnerability and emotion that you expressed on that live for hours.
We're going to get the glasses toss. Yay, us. God, these guys have made asses of themselves, haven't they? Thank you for years of content, Lauren, because you are an epic shit show that goes down a million rabbit holes and connects to them all. Thank you. We just get to laugh at your fucking bullshit that you did to people. And it's not laughable. It's really not funny. But that's one thing we can do is laugh about this because she's done and inflicted enough pain and suffering on many people.
What's the response? It's to call you histrionic. It's to call you a liar. It's to say you're faking. It's to say you're doing it for clicks. You're doing it for attention, right? That's because, and by the way, one of the people saying this because of this was on our show years ago. And I will say this, one of the worst moments I've ever had in 5 years. One of the moments that pissed me off to no end.
This disgusts me. Genuinely disgusts me. So he is so upset that he tosses his glasses. But what the conversation involves is what is problematic to me.
Expressed on that live for hours.
Whoop.
What's the response? It's to call you histrionic. It's to call you a liar. It's to say you're faking. It's to say you're doing it for clicks. You're doing it for attention, right?
Do you think she's telling him to toss his glasses? Do you think that's what she's writing on her notepad? Do you think she said, for dramatic effect, toss your glasses? Do you think we can get the toupee to come off? What do you think? Do you think by the time we're done exposing all of their bullshit, and I mean the entire internet exposing all their bullshit, it's a big group of people and I'm here for it. But do you think we can get him to pull his toupee off? Do you think we're going to frustrate him enough to release the toupee? What do you guys think?
That's because, and by the way, one of the people saying this because of this was on our show years ago. And I will say this, one of the worst moments I've ever had.
Did you also notice the jump edit right there? There's so much going on here. I'm so sorry, but I've got to do this. Watch the jump edit right here. She's writing on her notepad.
It's to say you're doing it for clicks. You're doing it for attention, right? That's because, and by the way, one of the people saying this because of this.
Right there. One of the people saying this because of this. Right there is your split.
Was on our show years ago. And I will say this, one of the worst moments I've ever had in 5 years. One of the moments that pissed me off to no end.
He does reach for her multiple times, doesn't he? That's fucking interesting. I didn't notice all that before. I didn't notice all of that. Watch. Okay, let's take that back one more time. I'm sorry. There's so much going on right there that there's a lot to notice. So first and foremost, I'm going to slow this down. Just this is 0.75. She's writing. He's going to start to say something. Stop. And it instantly rolls into. He grabs for his glasses multiple times. He's reading what she is writing. The performance of a lifetime, didn't you guys give?
It's to say you're doing it for clicks. You're doing it for attention, right? That's because, and by the way,
Once.
one of the people saying this because of this was on
Right there's the split.
our show years ago.
Second time he reaches for the glasses.
And I will say this, one of the worst moments I've ever had in 5 years.
Third time he's finally successful. He hesitates and then finds a way to get him off. Holy shit. Oof. Grayson, you suck at editing.
One of the moments that pissed me off to no end, unlike every other moment on any show I've ever been on. This person was on the show, and somebody, a viewer, asked a question of me that was extremely emotional. And I was pondering the
Leaning in to the mic now, too.
question. You could see I was getting emotional. I was going to give one of the best responses I've ever given. And you know what happened? Because this
How do you know if it was the best response? You didn't give it.
person couldn't handle the fact that I was getting emotional. They cut me off.
Yeah.
They absolutely cut me off, refused to let me answer because they couldn't handle that emotion in a male, especially in a male. That raw.
A man that can create a thought experiment and cry on cue after said thought experiment, yeah, I would have cut your ass off too. Sorry if that emasculates your little sensibilities there, John.
Emotion that I was about to express, and I was so angry. If this person wonders why she's not on our channel,
And you've held on to it for this long, and you want to be seen as some sort of mental health, ugh, sir, let go. You didn't get to perform to your best ability. I'm sure you've had premature misfirings plenty of times in your life.
you might want to look at yourself. You might want to look at the fact that you cut me off in one of the most critical moments on one of our shows that I've ever had. You might want to look at the fact
The most critical moments, oof,
that people didn't like you. You might want to look at the fact that you spoke over Lauren and myself. You might want
well, somebody's got to have fucking intellectual dialogue because the two of you are a fucking word salad buffet with no dressing.
to look at the fact that you thought you owned this channel when you didn't. You might want to look at the fact that there was a
You don't own him.
groundswell of people who despised you.
The demons, they're coming up. Oh, we got eye contact. We are serious. Serious face. What is this? Yuck.
So this idea
And the question all surrounded his son and JJ.
of female stalkers being frivolous and silly and hysterical and
You're hysterical, sir. You are hysterical.
overly emotional. Most of the people saying that are males.
Nope. No. Performative. Ridiculous. Not being stalked. A waste of court resources. Check.
Because they can't handle that type of emotion. They can't handle that vulnerability. So the easy response to that is to point the finger at you and say, you're lying, you're faking.
Prove us otherwise. Where's the proof that she was ever stalked by anyone besides her Botox lady and her lip fillers? Again, do you?
The
I don't
goal
care.
is not only to play in this, to fall into the stereotype of that only males are stalkers, only males can be violent. That's bullshit. The goal is to disempower you. The goal is to disempower all females that are stalked by other females. The goal is to make you look irrational.
She is irrational. Sorry, sir.
The goal is to make you look weak and stupid and irrational. It's to
She made herself look like that. She's the one that did this performance. Nobody else.
call you a liar, to discredit you. And you know what it's about? It's about the fact that these people cannot handle vulnerability.
Yep, that's what it is, sir.
It's about the fact that years ago, when that person cut me off, she could not handle my vulnerability and my raw emotion. And I'm still pissed.
No shit. No shit, Dr. John. We get it. You claim you are an expert and you are still pissed. We get it.
Seems like everybody's got a price. I wonder how they sleep at night.
I'm sure they sleep pretty well in their really nice home.
Years later, I'm pissed that somebody cut me off when I was going to answer my question in probably the most vulnerable way I could ever answer a question. Because it was about my son.
Right.
And it was about JJ.
He's held on to this because he didn't get to perform and respond the way he wanted to. And he's held on to this regarding a question about a victim, a child victim, nothing to do with John. No relation, no connection, no nothing. But yet, once again, the great displays of how willing they are to use victims and their stories. And if he's held on to that for 5 years, but yet we are supposed to see him as some upstanding person in the mental health field that gives evaluations, that can read people, criminals. Yeah, this is quite scary, if you ask me.
So I say to all the haters who are claiming that you're lying and that this can't be.
Oh, look at the death stare from her. Look at. Yikes. Give it to us, baby.
He's stalking.
Why do we got the puffed out bottom lip? Look at that. Oh, she's intense. What the fuck is this?
Say to them, I challenge them to look again.
Stop moving. It's zooming in and out.
And to check.
We are looking again. Thank you for the permission. We're doing that.
Check their own emotions and to check themselves and their own inability to be vulnerable.
Oh, that's what's wrong with all of us. We're unable to be vulnerable. We just don't recognize. Pick me. I'm a hater. Hate that, Ellen. Yeah, I think so. I think she's a little mad, but I also think this is what's going on too.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Because yikes.
Because what they're doing,
Tell us.
is despicable.
We're reviewing your own words, your wife's own words. That's all we're doing. Adding a little fluff and commentary of our opinions based on her own words. That's all I do over here. I don't sell you any big story or anything. I just use their own words to paint the story that they have provided us. That's all we're doing. It's pretty simple. I'm a simple bitch.
And I want to make a comment too.
Oh, please.
I want to go back to this idea of psychological essentialism where we started, that all people at some level want to see themselves as good people.
We can't help that she doesn't see herself as a good person because she's not. She's factually an asshole. She's not even an asshole. I'm an asshole. She's not an asshole. She's a dumbass. That's all I can say. Oh, I froze again. Oh, it's catching up. All right, you guys, we are going to call it for the night. So we made it to, yay, we made it a whole 21 minutes into the 9 hours. That's how, Bran. Oh, Bran. There's a lot. I review some interesting folks sometimes, and they just kind of overlap and take you down shitholes and rabbit holes and a whole lot. Like, there's a lot of you that will probably be saying, what the hell is that woman talking about? There's a reason why the title of my channel is Nonsense on the Web, because you never know what type of nonsense we're going to find out there. There's a lot of it. We made it through 21 minutes of that 9 hours. So we are factually at the 1 hour, 36 minutes in on the 9 hours. We got 7.5 hours to go. That means we're in it together, though. We're going to continue to inlay stuff. Tomorrow, we will start reading the police reports that she leaves out, and we'll just continue to do this. We're going to pull in things that are relevant to where we're at and just continue to talk about it. Hella Excited Utterance dropped another video from the other side of the restaurant. If you didn't watch that, recommend it. Crusha, again, if you haven't watched her live from 2 nights ago, highly recommend. There's a lot of good channels that I'm stumbling across. There's just a lot of good coverage. So it's been great. Many different angles of this that are being talked about in many different facets. Jolene, is it Lunser? She's freaking hilarious. She cracks me up. Now, she's a comedian. And watching people like from different sectors talk about this is fucking phenomenal. It's just great. And another one, if you are into true crime or like to talk about corruption in cases that a lot of you do come from the true crime sector. So I do not do true crime, but I have some friends that do bring awareness to cases and corruption and awareness. My friend Duchess, dressed in blue, did a great update on Scott Spivey's case. If you don't know about that case, it is horrific corruption. I mean, we're talking road rage incident after being followed for 9 miles. There's a whole lot. Then when the officer gets to the scene, he writes on a piece of paper and holds it up to act like a victim. It's all on body cam. Then they have audio of the guy that shot Scott Spivey saying that he enjoyed shooting him. 2 law enforcement officers. It is horrific corruption and disgusting shit. The family, his sister, is fighting for justice and for anybody to recognize what has happened. And she continues to show up. And there's lawsuits that have been filed and a bunch of shit that's going on. So really recommend, if you like that stuff, to go check out Duchess. She's great. Molly, I don't know if Turtle Boy has, but I do know that Crusha, I think, has connected with him. So I think they will be scheduling something in the near future. Oh, it's just Robbie. Let's see. I can actually do that. I think I can send you guys over there. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find her. I'll do that. If I can get her pulled up, I will send you guys over to her. I just subbed to her recently, but I really have enjoyed her content a lot. So give me 1 second. Let me go get it set up. And I am going to stop doing, I don't know why it's doing this, like the recommendation of the vertical and the horizontal. It's kind of annoying, if I'm being truthful. I appreciate you guys popping in wherever you're at, but I just feel like it's too much. Tuesday night roast. Okay. Oh, she's got it shut off. You can't. It says I have to have permission to send her my audience. I'm sorry. I would send you guys over there, but I don't have permission to redirect to her. You have to actually get granted permission from her to send your audience, which I understand. Some people don't like that, but let me see. I don't think anybody else that I know. Yeah, it says redirect privileges needed. Ask Jolene to add you to their live redirect list in community settings. Shit. Well, we tried. If you guys want to go join her, here, let me grab her channel for you guys. Give me 1 second. I'll go grab the live and I'll drop the link for you. 1 moment, please. And again, thank you all for hanging out. I know a lot of you are new around here, and I'm a completely different channel than most. I'm kind of all over the place. I do a lot of different things. I talk about a lot of different creators, but the main concept is all the same. I'm just in different areas with each person. At one point in time, these people all were detailing true crime cases and doing horrific things to victims and their families, though. Like, that's the main start and end point. Oh, by the way, for anybody that follows the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers stuff, Duchess and I will be doing an updated live on Friday on her page to just talk about the facts and the details from law enforcement, because unfortunately there is nothing new in Sebastian's case released from law enforcement, not a single thing. And the internet is ablaze with rumors, speculations, bullshit. Sebastian was lost in his own missing case right off the bat, and it's only progressed from there. And it just continues to get worse. We have people out here pretending that they're talking to the White House. We have people out here just lying and concocting stories and flip-flopping and doing the absolute most for no reason. And there is a child that is missing. And it's gross. Oh, hold up. One thing I promised you guys. Where are my people that I was telling about the gentleman that sniffs the air? Are you here? Bran, you're here. You guys ready? I promised you guys the other night. I pulled this up for you guys. So I explained the other night when I was kind of given a background of some of the creators that I've covered. Hey, Daddy's baby girl, I'm so sorry you've been sick. I hope you're feeling better. Good night, Peg. This is another gentleman who claims he's true crime. For anybody that doesn't know this story, this guy, he goes by Silver's on the Scene. He got heavily involved in Sebastian's case and decided to go boots on the ground. This guy is supposedly ex-law enforcement. I don't buy it. I don't know. I just don't. Who went out there? This is across. Okay, so let me back it up. He is where the stepdad's RV. So the stepdad of the missing child was working out of town. His RV was parked at an RV park. So Silvers decides to go boots on the ground and go search the empty lot across from this RV park, right by a main road. Watch how he behaves.
More than just musk. It smells so musky.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that, Deanna. I don't know why it's doing that. It keeps doing that to me, like freezing up a little bit, but we're getting through it. Okay, I'm going to fast forward it now. So he's just out here in an abandoned lot right off a main road.
All right. So I'm going to get out of here.
Let me go grab it.
I just don't feel comfortable going in there. I got the willies. Silver's on the Scene has the willies for going as far as he did. I just don't think it's safe to walk through there. I think I have an okay sniffer to smell, you know, like a dead animal or something. Thought I caught a smell of something, but
So this is off, again, a main road. There's no indication from law enforcement, but this was all performative stuff. This is what people are doing in missing children's cases, in these horrific tragedies. They're going out there and doing this, filming themselves doing this, and putting it on the internet. And people are running with this and being absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's just disgusting, but this is what the families are going through. Crush, I grab that.
I think I have an okay sniffer to smell, you know, like a dead animal or something. I thought I caught a smell of something, but I want to walk over here a little bit more.
And one more before I get to Crushes. I'll show you one more incident of him that is as horrific. So he sniffs the air. So his name's Silver's on the scene, but we call him Sniffers in the Air for that reason. It's embarrassing what people do. And it's horrifying. And they don't seem to stop. It keeps getting worse and worse and more problematic, and more people continue to get into this arena and do things like this. It's so gross. Here is one more example of Silver's on the scene, Sniffers in the Air, and what he did in regards to the missing Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers.
More to come. Coming across.
So this is the video following up. He's leaving where Chris had his RV parked, the stepdad of the missing child. He's leaving that area and driving the route to the town where the child went missing from. And this is what he casually says as he's driving down the road.
Tennessee River. Hard to see going across it like this, but I'm just thinking. Silver's on the scene. Coming across this river, there's some cars, you see them. 3, 4, 5 in the morning, maybe you just pull over and bloop, drop off a body. Headed to Hendersonville. More to come.
I mean, do you guys just drive down the road thinking, bloop, just dropping off a body? Is that how you guys drive down the road too? Justin, that was one of our jokes for the longest time. We always used to say that he was a K9 for the law enforcement. That guy, I mean, just dropping off a body. I mean, the disrespect and everything. He went out on the scene. Oh, here's one more. Okay, sorry. Here's another one. Oh, not this one. Hold, please. I'm not going to make you see his crotch shot. But where's the boom? There's a boom. And I just want to make sure you guys can feel it. Okay, here we go. Here's the boom. Got to make sure you can feel it.
Silver's on the scene. I hope everyone's doing great this Wednesday, August 7th. Did you feel that? Did you feel that shake, that boom? Silver's on the scene just arrived in Nashville, Tennessee. You know what that means. That's right. It's time to dig. Digging up the truth. Stay tuned. More to come. Bam!
I mean, are these people okay?
Silver's on the scene. I hope
Ooh. Yeah, that's how this goes. All right, this is a special request by Crusha to play before we leave. So there's an introduction to one of the people I've covered. I've covered over 100 different types of these type of Lauren, Silvers, Betty, BJ, Molly, the list, Spanky, which is Clutch Those Pearls. The list goes on and on and on of the different characters, but Lauren is just polished differently the same exact way. This looks like it's from True Crime Design. I don't know who this is.
Since 10 and says people like Lauren don't require the crime con type people don't require evidence. They literally have no clue how the legal system works. They don't
fucking Coffindoffer, no.
Believe in innocent until proven guilty. They don't believe in the 4th and 5th Amendments or the 1st. They're sycophants for the state, and that has bled over into her situation here. She doesn't need evidence. It's just what she thinks, and that's good enough. It's a great point, man. That's a great point. Like the way she feels about Richard Allen who was convicted without much evidence at all. There's certainly not evidence beyond a reasonable doubt, but to these people, they don't care about that. And that's a great point that that person brings up right there, is just that, like,
because it's not their family, it's not their lives. They just get to tell a package story, whatever makes them the most amount of money. They don't care.
they don't care about that.
No.
Ongoing, extensive, and has significantly impaired my emotional well-being, my ability to work and provide for my family, as well as my family's sense of safety and livelihood.
I can't.
Next.
This is a whack job.
This is,
She's a whack job.
So these are your words, Trooper Proctor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead and say them.
Cunt.
$10.
That was pretty good, Crusha. True Crime Design. That's a good short. Thank you for sharing with that. Yeah. Self-admitted storytellers. I'm telling you, when TikTok picked that sound, I was like, God, do I go with that? It was the top recommended sound, so I just went with it. People thought I was so horrible for that. And I'm like, shit, it's not my fault. I didn't call her that. TikTok did. It's just her face. I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday evening. Thank you for spending some of it with me and the wildness that we go on. Now you know how this is going to go. So when you come back, just know that we are all over the place and we'll probably get through another 30 minutes of the video and it'll be a 5-hour video. Somehow we do it and it works. I don't know if it really works or not, but I tell myself that. I hope you guys do have a wonderful night. Thank you again. Thank you to everybody that joined the membership and for the support too. And to my mods, once again, thank you so much. I hope you guys get some good rest. See you tomorrow. Bye, y'all. Do you want to say goodnight?
Good night, everybody.
Oh, I could play you out with a song, actually. I do have the song that I never play. No, I won't because then I'll have to take it out. Nope, I'm not going to. All right, bye. Oh, yes. Yes, please do. Yeah, and if I'll text you tomorrow, Crusha. I'll text you. And if you want to, again, you can stream anything that you want, whatever you want to do. You're free to join me whenever you have an open invitation, as you know. So, okay, see you guys tomorrow. Bye.